Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the working week. It's time for us to be jumping in to some good old Warframe. Hello, one and all. Hope you're doing well today, where you are around the world. Hello there, Quintus. Hello there, Zom. Hello, Korokop. Hope you're all doing well. Hello, Snake Raider. Stream title is intriguing and confusing. I think that's exactly the goal. That is exactly the goal today, Snake Raider. So, yeah. Job done. It's a good stream title. Got you confused, got you intrigued, got you wondering, where is this going to go? Hello there, Dark Choice. Hello, F-King. Hope you're all doing well as well today, guys. Righty-tighty. Yep, the drone Armageddon is once again just everywhere. It's a thing. You can tell that I didn't recently go down the ramp because they're still stuck down there. One of them's made their way up. They'll be joining us shortly. But to welcome you guys, and Korokop. Cheers. So, yeah. As the stream title suggests, as the announcements for going live suggest, I am intending to use some Granum tech today, and I'm going to be calling on some help from you guys as well to make sure we can make this as successful as possible. Hello there, Zom. Let's bring you on in. You are indeed welcome to join the sortie. As soon as I set myself no longer to solo, that works. Yeah, there we are. Now join me. There you go. Yeah, guys, we're going to get on with the sortie first, and then after that, it is one of the things we're doing today. I expect it won't take up the whole stream, but one of the things we're doing is messing around with some Granum tech. Bringing Korokop as well. Now, whilst we're doing that, let's grab a frame ready for today's sortie. I haven't looked at the sortie yet. We'll see what it is. Quintus already knows what it is because he's made a request for the third mission of the sortie. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Quintus, I can tell you now, you're actually thinking down the wrong line. That's all I'm going to say on the matter right now. Let's see what we got for today's sortie. We've got a Sabotage with enemy elemental enhancement, we've got mobile defense with Xmas Stronghold, and an interception with enemy physical enhancement. Okay, Orban's alright there. Orban's going to be alright there, so that's a fair pick. If you guys want to join in on this, by the way, just send me a message in-game. That is, of course, to the Kenjini. I'll bring you into the squad. We've got one space remaining. Just one space remaining. What's the Granum tech about? Oh, you'll see. After the sortie, Dark Choice, after the sortie, you'll see. You'll see what we'll be messing with today. So, just rechecking on that. Is this going to be a Sabotage? That's absolutely fine to bring Lavos. I don't care about the viral damage going around. Sabotage. We'll blitz through it. Let's just get cracking. Got any hopes for tomorrow's dev stream? Isn't tomorrow the prime time and Friday the dev stream? I thought it was that way around. Still hot in the UK? It's actually gotten a lot milder now. It's at summer temperatures rather than nuclear temperatures. Oh, yep, JJ, yep, let's get that going there for you. There you are. Now you can use tickets. No, today is Wednesday, Max and March. I stream on Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So today is most assuredly not a Thursday. At least not anywhere where they use a normal time zone. There are some weird time zones further to the east where they think it might be a Thursday, but they're wrong. It's not Thursday yet. Oh, this bloody ledge gets me every time. I swear. Hello, Millie. How you doing? Well, the problems are being so quick. You have to wait for someone else who is less quick. That launched me into there at exactly the wrong moment. I need to go this way. There we are. Pop that out.
Going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works.
Grab this. Take it the other way because I'm a little dick. Just like that. Gonna mess up the mission just slightly. Those who thought it'd be a nice normal mission, nah, not today. Got sponsored by Parvos? Not sponsored by, no. But Parvos Tech is certainly making today's stream happen. We're just going to defend this location here for a moment. We're not destroying these bits in the middle. No, we are defending the terminal for a moment. And that's going to make something a little bit different happen. For those of you who usually just do the power cell into the heat section and overload it. You switched on its last legs? Oh, hopefully not for you. Hopefully not. A Golden Trigger say, hey man, love your videos. They're always help me better understand the different mechanics in Star Warframe. Keep going. Will do, my dude. Glad you enjoy them. And welcome to the Twitch stream, too. Quinn saying, I see you're back onto using AoE weapons. Does that mean the unofficial try to use single target weapons if joining on stream thing is gone? It was only a thing for that one stream, really, when we were doing the single target weaponry. Obviously, if you are going absolutely mega nukage, it depends on what I'm trying to achieve at that time. I might say, look, bruh, not right now. Think about what we're trying to do. And Quintus, I do highly recommend thinking about what we're trying to do on a stream before acting. I seriously recommend that. But otherwise, yeah, that's not a general rule on the stream. Yeah, fun fact, if you put the power cell into the coolant on this tile, this is what happens. It's not faster doing it this way, no. It is faster to blow up the reactor, but this is more fun. Look at this. This is more fun. Rather than just sounds of random explosions and then run through, you get a whole new vibe. It's different, it's fun. What's tonight's agenda? Tonight's agenda is to be revealed after the sortie. It's right, Quintus, so long as you understand what needed to be different. Put it that way. Reminds you of Chains of Harrow? I think they use a very similar, if not the same vibe for it, yeah. Alrighty, mission number 2 is the Mobile Defense Xmas Stronghold. Sure, let's blap our way through that. Should be easy peasy. Easily peasily, let's do it. I'm going to bring Lavos again because no one's forced me to use anything else, so sure, why not? I wouldn't know about the Switch problems there, Berserker. I've never actually had a Nintendo Switch myself, so I couldn't even guess as to what's the issue there for you, dude. Grab this and go for a speed.
You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance.
I didn't expect it to be this close, but okay, there we are. We're already here. Just activate that one, activate this ability, and just start melting things. I was looking into level scaling earlier with regards to things like Xmas Overguard, and my god, does it scale weirdly. Even for Warframe, weirdly. Because with most things in Warframe, you've got the level scaling equation set for health, shields, and armor, and they follow pretty much the same kind of trend. And that's just how it scales. Health scales faster than armor and shields, and obviously if you have both armor and health, then the effective avoid scale even heavier, ridiculously so. But for Xmas, they not only have their own health and shield scaling equation, which makes them a lot stronger, a lot quicker at higher levels compared to normal units, but also their Overguard has a ridiculously crazy scaling equation, such that low-level Xmas units are just kind of there, whereas high-level Xmas units, as you've no doubt experienced, are actually quite a bit of a problem at times. Like, you really have to have something to carve through them, otherwise they hold out for a while. An interesting build choice. Very interesting.
I can feel it.
How many frames did I farm in that other stream? I think we got to 13 in the end, wasn't it? I think it was 13 frames we managed to do all in one go. Oh, that was unfortunate. Let me try that again. As soon as I'm out of that range. There we are. Are all Tenet weapons considered Parvos themed? Yes. However, that is not the focus of today's stream. That is why I'm using a Kubazar. Actually, I'm using the Kubazar because it's the last thing I'd equipped, and I just didn't change my loadout. Why is everyone saying AoE is going to get nerfed? Because people like to come up with ideas rather than pay attention to what's real. It is a terminal problem with the entire world, and there is no fixing it because the human race is just that doomed. That's basically how it goes, you know. The rumour mill runs faster than reality. People can come up with 10 lies before one of them can be debunked. Yeah. Did I farm the dojo ones as well, or were they discounted? I didn't do the dojo ones. I only did ones where you have to actively farm them. rather than purchase them from a shop, pick them up from your clan dojo, do a quest for them, those kinds of things. Only the ones you actively farm through RNG, like for example the assassinations. Hello, Remover. If I ever added pick a weapon, all the sources would be raided with the Stug. Yeah, that's why pick a frame has been more controlled now. If I feel that someone is just trying to troll with it, rather than see how a certain frame can handle a certain objective, then I'll just say no. And pick a weapon was never a thing, actually. There was a randomized primary, secondary, and melee, but honestly it was just not adding anything to the stream. And likewise, full randomized loadout. It added in bits, but mostly it was used to troll. It was inviting a more trolley approach to engaging, rather than a constructive approach, and I've decided I don't want that. If you want to troll, go play bloody Fortnite or something where there's a whole bunch of equally immature people. We're being constructive here. And I don't care what impact that has on viewership. I don't care about what it does for what I intend the stream to be. So yeah, that's why we don't have pick a weapon. That's why we don't have a randomized weapon. That's why we don't have a randomized loadout option. Been there, done that, wasn't worth it. Destiny skins got added to Fortnite? Yeah. It's one of those games where they'll just pick up pretty much every IP they can get their hands on to sell more skins, and fair enough, that's a way of doing things. I don't care for that kind of thing, so sure, whatever. It's skins, I've never really gotten the obsession with skins, certainly to the level that they fund games, like Fortnite so massively, but sure, it's a thing. If I ever get into game development, maybe I'll care to look into that more. Imagine a Warframe Fortnite collab. I mean, there was a Warframe PUBG collab of sorts, except it was Warframe licensing a skin to PUBG Mobile. Those kinds of things are usually one way. It gives financing to the IP that's been licensed, in this case Warframes, and gives something new to sell to the other side, the licensor. You prefer a Warframe D&D collab? I could see it. I could see it. Alright, second stage of the sortie down. That was the second, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the second of the sortie. So let's get the prediction up and running, guys. Let's get the prediction up and running. What reward do you think we'll get from today's sortie? Do you think it will be a NASA sculpture? Will it be a river mod? Will it be a booster? Or something else entirely? Who's to say? Whilst you have a think about that, let's grab the request here from Quintus, which is for Vauban, to be using a Bastille build. A Bastille build. Now, Bastille is the lesser used of the two options on his fourth ability there. Bastille is just the hovering, whereas Vortex is the swoop. So I'm assuming you actually mean Bastille, because why would you put it that way when Vortex is the other option? So let's see. Now with that, usually speaking, you want to have decent range. You also want to have a decent strength, because strength affects the number of enemies affected, I believe. Because if I take off Transit Fortitude, yeah, enemies affected goes down. So in order to do that, you want to be having more strength as well as more range, so that you not only affect the area, but you can actually grab the enemies in said area. Now, this strips armor, which is not as useful against the Corpus, so bit of an odd pick. But hey, we'll roll with it. It's still gonna suspend them in the air. It's anti-Corpus in the image after all, and we'll take it from there. Now, Arcane Energize, Arcane Grace, those are just basics on here. Vitality, just for a health buffer, but also it stacks with not only the armor here, but the armor you also get from Bastille. Bastille generates armor for those allies who are inside of it, whilst it strips armor. Again, requires the enemies to have armor to strip, but we'll see. There should be some going around at some point. And then the rest of the build is just focused on either making those casting stats happen. Preparation I usually run just so I can hit the ground running, but you don't have to do that. I just do it as a matter of preference. And Rolling Guard is our other defensive option here, just to kind of deal with the stuff that's sometimes a little bit heavier. The enemy radar is optional as well to help with the placement of Bastille to see where they're needed. That can be swapped out as it is desired. Yeah, this is mostly just a very basic all-rounder approach, and support I'm going to go Zeneric just to make sure I definitely am good for energy. But yeah, it just overall handles most things. Do I have an all strike build? I think I made one a previous stream actually, not long ago. At least a basic, just let me lob these strikes at stuff. I don't know if I ever focus one because I don't have the augment for it. Well, I might say, hey, how's it going, Kenjineer? Love your videos. I'm happy I was able to catch your stream. Well, welcome, my dude. I hope you enjoy your stay here at the Twitch channel, and I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Cheers. Alright, let's get this cracking then. Now, with it being Interception, obviously Vorban is a very good character to use when it comes to Inception, a very good Warframe, because he can just lock down an entire position. Like so. Just with that, the position is locked down. Now, I have a very faint energy color. Let me change, sorry, energy intensity. So let me just change that up so we can actually see the effect. Oh, I have got it up. Ah, maybe I chose black energy. No, it doesn't look like. Okay, that used to be a lot more visible, I thought. So the way it works is that it sets up this suspension field for a bit, and then once it times out, it collapses. Now, I've not gone for a lot of duration on this build, which is not usually ideal, but it'll work. Let's go capture this one. You see, if I had to lob that over there, just give you an idea, you see how they're all suspended up? So this just removes a whole bunch of enemies from play. It's very powerful. But yeah, this does burn through energy if I try to control too many points this way, because I haven't got a high energy and haven't got a high efficiency here. That's one problem with it, is that it requires range, strength, and duration, as well as being the fourth ability, so it requires a lot of energy. So it is tough to defend more than one location at once that way. Not impossible, just tough. You have to try and find that balance. Or, you know, have teammates who can pull their weight. That'd be good too. Which we do here. We do have teammates who pull their weight here. Is there a max on how many it can be thrown out? To my knowledge, no. The only max is how much can you afford, really. I do that and that. Interesting. Did he not get picked up by it, despite the fact that it was there? I might have missed, but looked like it. Let me see. I want to find an NPC who is hacking a terminal. Oh, no, I killed that one. Find an NPC who's hacking a terminal and see if I can force them to stop hacking. With this. They're all dead too quickly too now, right? Never mind. We'll keep looking around. There'll be one to test on eventually. That is well defended over there. Got some enemies clustering around over there. It doesn't look like they know what they're doing, which is kind of weird. Oh, and you can see Vortex just kicked in there. That kind of goes a little bit ham for a bit. I'll just pop that over that way. Should land there. Ooh, slightly off. But it will suspend some of them. Virtue imitates Warben? Yeah. Yeah, they are kind of similar in they both throw out grenades, which then do special stuff. That is about the end of the similarities, but you know, that is the similarity. In lore, they are more opposed, because Protea was in the service of Parvos Granum, whereas Vorben here actively fought the Corpus. So, you know, go figure. At least that is my understanding. I might have the lore wrong, but I believe that was the case. I have no idea what these enemies are. There is one. Ah, there it was. It was stuck in the wall. Alright, we are on to the next round. Let me get this on cracking. I see C is not being touched. That's because we're only got 3 people. That's just how it goes. Every Warframe can throw grenades, just use Spectres. True. True. Let me see. What Spectre we got here? Hello, Zarin. You are now holding this location. Yeah, look at those lovely explosions. I don't know what she's shooting at, but she's shooting. I think if you hold position on Zarin, it actually breaks that Spectre. So let me unhold their position. Now, if I recall correctly as well, on this tile, this particular spot always gets more attention than most other locations combined. As Korokop just mentions, why all on D? Yeah. D just gets a lot more attention on this tile. Always has, always will. It's the way they've designed the tile. Just going to slowly make my way through this one. There we go. Job's a good one. Oh, can't jump up there, my bad. The interception node in the way. Let me jump! There we are. You see, you can turn that into a vortex at any time. From Bastille to vortex, that is. But it's not required, it'll do it on its own later. Let's pop another one down. Again, resuspend the enemies that are in this location. Gotta love how well I aimed at those enemies. Really actively trying here. Vortex spectacular for survival? Yeah, it's spectacular overall as a hard form of crowd control. When I say hard, there's a distinction between hard and soft crowd control. Soft is where you hinder the enemies but don't stop them entirely. So for example, if you slow them, if you just temporarily stun them, so they're less accurate, things like that. You turn off some of their abilities but don't stop the enemy overall, like with silence. Those are forms of soft crowd control. Hard crowd control is where you completely disable a unit. So, Vortex and Bastille, those are great examples. You've got Nezha's Divine Spears. You've got, for example, Evara's Sleep Arrow, Equinox's Rest and Rage, specifically Rest. Those are hard crowd control because they just completely stop the enemies from acting. It's all or nothing. Either they're screwed or they're just not affected. Hard crowd control is pretty damn pog, as it were. And Performance Bastille takes it a step further by also having a grouping effect, which allows you to bring enemies together and then just blap them all as one. It is indeed quite powerful. Limbo? Yeah, Limbo has a hard crowd control ability. That is a stasis ability. He also has a soft crowd control ability in putting enemies into the rift, because it impacts them, but it doesn't stop them. Stasis is what stops them. But in the rift, they are weaker. They can do less, but some things still pass through. Xmas abilities still pass through the rift. Alright, and today it looks like our reward is Endo, because you don't get 4,000 odd Endo from a normal mission like that. So yep, that's a reward from today's sortie. It is Endo, and only one person put down Endo today. No, sorry, 2 people. It was only 30 points. I thought only one person would have done that, but no, 2 people put down Endo. So I guess they're going to be enjoying a lot of reward for choosing Endo. Yeah, there you are. Bam. Loki's teleport is soft or hard crowd control. Technically neither, because it doesn't control the enemy. It doesn't stop them from doing anything. It doesn't reduce their ability to act. It's a repositioning ability. So it's not a control ability in that regard. It's also definitely not a crowd control ability, because it doesn't affect a crowd. There we go. Feed as well. Coming in with the woot with your first ever message here on the Twitch chat, and you just bagged yourself thousands of spanners. Right there. Well, there we are. That's a win, isn't it? Just confusing for a short time. It makes them a little bit disorientated. Slightly different from confusion, which in Warframe specifically means they lose the ability to understand friend from foe, and so will shoot their allies. That's the confusion effect in Warframe. It seems like I'm splitting hairs, it's because you have to be careful about how you communicate in a game sense. But yeah. Alrighty, salty out of the way. So, title says, from the Max Emergencies, title says Granum, my tiny brain says Protea. We can grab Protea for the next bit. Not that the frame really matters all that much. Let's grab Protea. Now, this is where I'm going to solicit some support. Or is it yet? No. First things first, let's reveal what we're looking at today. What we're looking at in today's stream is actually found on the gear wheel. Some Granum technology found on the gear wheel. And it is right here. It's also there as well, but both of these. And also this one, and 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 this one. The Granum technology we're looking at are spectres. And yes, it is Granum technology. If any of you had forgotten that, by the way, that clearly means you weren't paying attention during the Deadlock Protocol. Did they remove Vorpal's ability to use Vortex in the index? I don't know. What makes you ask? Yeah, part of us Granum invented Spectre technology. It's his creation, and it's that we're going to be using today and messing around with, seeing what different bits and pieces we can do with it. Now, I've been doing a fair amount of research. Some of you may have noticed the platinum's gone down a little bit, and that's because as part of that research, the only way I can quickly and properly check out Spectres is to, you know, go ahead and build Spectres. I change over the loadout to whatever I need. So I've got a Sarin Spectre on this one at the moment. We'll preserve that for now. So I'd set that running. We're like, yep, that's good. Okay, cool. I would need to wait 8 hours for the change to the Spectre loadout. Or pay 20 platinum. So yeah, I've been using up a bit of platinum doing some testing, unfortunately. There's no two roads about it, no way around it. If I wanted to change this and then actually test it, I'm not waiting 8 hours. No. So, yeah. It's being a little bit not cheap to test. I mean, I can afford it, but it's still not cheap. Is the Corpus Infinity Gauntlet possible to do without the Zoris? I'm going to guess you mean the Granum Void. Is it possible to do Granum Void without the Zoris? Yes. Absolutely, completely, easily. I say easily, so long as you have decent gear. If you don't have decent gear, then yeah, it's going to be horrible. The Zoris is designed to take it down for those of you who don't have decent gear. Or even if you do have decent gear and just feel like using the Zoris. Yeah. Graham saying, used to use Vorpal in the index and Vortex did not seem to work anymore. It could be that they've made it where the enemies are resistant to ragdoll effects. Check it out. Alright, so we're going to be messing with these Spectres. Now, first things first, I have been going through the Spectres bit by bit, trying to figure out what can they do. Oop, didn't mean to click that. What can they do? What are they capable of? What are they good for? What basically makes the Spectres tick? And it turns out that the information on Spectres is actually a little bit crap, quite frankly. The information available on Spectres is terrible in a lot of ways. For example, we got here Vapor Spectre, Phase Spectre, Force Spectre, Cosmic Spectre. Do any of you know what those do? Do any of you here? I'm sure there's like 5, 6 people here who do actually know what is different between these Spectres. Hairy Moon Dog, no idea. Coral Cup Newer, no idea. Some are stronger but don't know how. Level, in-game level. Name is different. Well, the name is different. Yes, well done, Hawk. The name is in fact different. Rank. I mean, obviously they're stars. That's denoting a rank. Is how good you did in the mission to get them. Well, that's related to how you get them. Increases chance of hitting crits? Nope. No, that is definitely wrong. So yeah, a couple of people have mentioned the correct answer here. Quintus being the first of all. It changes the level that you spawn it at. When you spawn a Vapor Spectre, it spawns at the level of the mission you are in. So if you are in a level 11 mission and you spawn a Vapor Spectre, it'll be level 11. If you spawn a Phase Spectre, it actually gets 3 extra levels. Force Spectre I think gets 6 extra levels, and Cosmic gets 10 extra levels. So if you're in a level 11 mission, this one here will be level 14, this one here will be level 21. Oh my god, it's amazing how much higher that is. Except it's really not that much. It's really not that much at all. Certainly if you're into the much higher level missions, the difference between level 100 and 110, you barely notice it. But that level does have an impact. You see, the level of Spectres, well, they don't use Warframe stats. The Saren here is not using the stats of a normal Saren Prime. The shield, health and armor there is actually scaled by level. So if you're in a high level mission, my Saren Spectre will have more shield hit points, more health hit points, more armor, protecting those health hit points. On top of that, the weapons do not use the weapon stats. So the Kuvazar here, despite the fact that my Kuvazar has a magnetic progenitor, I still haven't got around to fixing that. Despite that reality, when I go into a mission and deploy the Spectre, that Kuvazar doesn't use my cosmetics and doesn't use the progenitor element whatsoever. It is the pure base stats of the Kuvazar with no progenitor bonus. But the damage stat does change. With a higher level mission, the Vapor Spectre does deal more damage, just like enemies deal more damage. It's the exact same equation. The damage that goes up for the enemies goes up for the Spectre. It's just that enemy health and shield tends to also go up faster until about level, what, 90, I want to say? And then it jumps again massively on Steel Path. What levels of Spectres if you spawn one later in an Endless Mission? Whatever the level of the mission is at Korokop. In an Endless Mission, the level continuously increases, which is why you get enemies of increasingly higher level. So when you spawn a Spectre, you see the level of the mission, and if you then continue in the Endless Mission for say 20 minutes, the Spectre is now actually lower level than the actual of the mission because the mission's gone up. That's how it works out. Are they worth grinding then? Now that is a very good question, and that's part of what we're going to be covering today. That is part of what we're going to be covering today. The other thing with these Spectres is that because the levels are so minuscule in difference, I'll be going over the mathematics on that later on to be absolutely certain, but I'm going to say, as I have said for ages, that the level difference basically is useless because of building them. If we head on over here, we go search Spectre. Can I search Tenno's Spectre? Where, no, these come from the Gear Wheel. If I search Tenno? Ah, there we are, that narrows it down. We got rank 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are sorted that way for reasons, but that's the order they are in. This one will give you 10 Vapor Spectres in 8 hours at the cost of a small amount of salvage and a small amount of ferrite. Whereas here, the rank 2, we only get 5 of them, and yet whilst the salvage cost has gone down and the ferrite's gone, we now have alloy plate, nanospores, and polymer bundles. And polymer bundles are not the easiest resource to get for a newer player. They certainly take a chunk out of you. We go here for 4 Spectres. Now the polymer bundle has gone up again. We've switched over from nanospores to plastids. We've switched over from salvage to circuits, and the alloy plate is still there at 1000, and we only get 3 of them. And the Cosmic Spectre, you get exactly 1 for, again, same amount of plastids. We've got now the nanospores come over, we've got some circuits built in, and a single gallium. So not only does the resource cost per Spectre go up, this one is giving you 1 Spectre for 750 salvage, basically. Also, the number that you can make per day goes down with these high level Spectres, which just makes them unusable, frankly. The weaker Spectre isn't that much weaker, and you get them 10 times faster than the top tier of one. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy, frankly. So I'm not sure why they've left them like this for so long, because the Cosmic Spectre is really not amazing, but sure, okay. Yeah, Spectres per hour goes down, resources per Spectre goes up, and all you gain for it is a slight increase in level. You don't even get to deploy multiple different levels of Spectre at the same time. Any one Tenno Spectre per person at most. If you deploy your 1-star Spectre and then you deploy a 2-star Spectre, the 1-star vanishes. Not very helpful. Now there are other Spectres out there in the game. Most notably, the ones you can get from syndicates. So if you are friendly with a syndicate, you can just purchase the Spectres outright. And if you are an enemy to that syndicate, they will send their attack squads against you. And in killing them, you'll get a chance of getting their Spectre blueprint, so you can build their Spectres. So no matter who you're friends or enemies with, you can always get all Spectres through these guys. Charger Spectres, yeah, you can ignore those ones. The Steel Meridian ones, Roller Spectres, yeah, you can ignore those ones. Shield Ospreys are actually pretty dope. They are a nice one to pick up if you get a hold of them. Crocodile Lancer Spectres, I've not found a lot of use for. We can try that out with some more. Moa Spectres, And then this one here, New Locust, these ones are the amazing ones. Because Ancient Healers, they're not great as fighters, they are a support unit. And their support goes a very long way. So there's a lot of different Spectres in there in the game. There are a few others that come from other locations, we don't need to worry about those too much, but those are the main ones, those Inferno Spectres, and those are what we want to test. You didn't realise that the lower the rep, the higher chance faction is to attack you. I believe it's not actually a chance, but instead, if you are -2, they send a nastier squad against you than if you're -1. So it's actually the size of the squad they send that changes. There's also the Clem Clones, true, yeah. Yeah, there's Clem Clones, you can get Corrupted Bombards from... what's his name? Barrow. You can get also the Desert Skate Spectre from doing the Barrow Special Void mission, if you have an RS Prime. And there's a few Spectres you can get in places. I think you spawn a Spectre using the Cyanoid Heliocore. I've got something in my eye and it's really irritating me. Ow! Bloody hell, get out. Ouch! Oh, that was nasty. Okay. I think a grain of sand or something must have decided to dislodge itself into my eye. That was really not helpful. Who am I playing as? This is currently Protea right here. This is Protea. Hello, Warlock. How you doing? Alright, so what I would like to do is to briefly demonstrate just what these Spectres can achieve. In fact, to demonstrate this, Maximage, I'm going to put off using Protea a moment, and Korokop Zom, I'm going to drop squad for the sake of demonstration. For the sake of demonstration, so you guys can actually see what these things are capable of. Let me just grab Ivara. Reason being is that she can just hide out the way and not cause any problems. That thing that was in my eye is actually still there. I thought I got it, but I didn't. Give me a second. That is really annoying. Oh, come on. There, I think I got it now. Yeah, feels like I got it. As I say, yeah. Let's demonstrate what these things are capable of by quickly going into a mission. I'm going to go into a Steel Path mission. I'm going to go to the mission here on Pluto. We can see here this is level 134 to 138. Okay. Let's pop into this mission here and... oh, wait. I don't know if I de-equip my Sentinel. Oh, it's fine, we'll leave it. It shouldn't fire whilst I'm invisible.
Accept your death, and you may...
Alright, so if I can avoid it, I'm not going to shoot. Not the Uncle Crew, they're much stronger, we'll get to them later. One Vapor Spectre. You can see it's spawned at level 135, which is mission level. And it can kill. It's not as strong as my Kuvazar, but it is a Kuvazar. And importantly, it's also added toxin to it because it's sarin. So they actually can deal a notable amount of damage. They are much worse against the Grenier because of armor scaling. Their damage scales slower than health up until level 80, and then it catches up unless you're on Steel Path, in which case it again sucks. So they are weaker at high level missions basically, but they scale well enough that so long as you're using a strong weapon like the Kuvazar, they can handle. But not against the Grenier. The Grenier have too much armor. Does Teshin always comment on mission if it's Steel Path? Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, Teshin is the one who organises Steel Path. Did the ball just do damage on impact? I think it did, yeah. Because I am literally lobbing a grenade at their face, so... This is one downside. If they get into melee, they can sometimes get a little bit stupid and forget to attack. But then enemies usually back up, and so it becomes fine again. Now, different Spectres will have different abilities which you can make use of as well. Saren here is one I picked for testing earlier because she adds the toxin sometimes. You can see those toxin procs there. I have a magnetic Coup Bazaar, so we know it's definitely not from Progenitor bonus, and we're seeing no magnetic procs. That confirms for you that it's not using the Progenitor bonus, just the base weapon. Saren is adding toxin to it. Hey, I'm glad that's working out for you, Warduck. You could unequip a melee to get around that? No, a Spectre must be created with all three weapons. You must have a primary, secondary, and melee equipped in order to create a Spectre. You can't give them no melee. And the secondary doesn't really matter because they almost never use it. They only use it if they get downed, and usually if they get downed, they die within a second. So the secondary just doesn't matter. You can't even mod the secondary to be useful as a stat stick to them, because you can't mod Spectres. So the secondary just straight up doesn't matter. The primary, that's kind of a big deal. Now, Xmas units, like I mentioned earlier, they have absolutely ridiculous level scaling. This is why I researched their level scaling. And as you can see, they kind of tank like a brick. They are a pain for Spectres to get through because the Spectre damage hasn't scaled to deal with Xmas units. They're too strong. Also, yeah, Saren and her Molt, kind of a problem. Now, I've been testing various weapons as well. So, with regards to weaponry, the Spectres are a little bit silly. When I say they're a little bit silly, you've all seen my latest video. If you haven't seen my latest video, what are you doing with your life? Seriously, come on now, it's a short video, you don't need that much time. Oh yeah, Spectres also get stuck. If they get stuck, you have to move quite a distance. There we are. So I showcase that, will we attack the treasure? No, they won't kill the treasure in time. Steel path level, simply not possible for this Spectre. I showcased in my latest video that the Eurali Spectre was terrible at using a sniper rifle. Like, truly diabolical at using a sniper rifle. Well, it's not just the Eurali Spectre, it is all of them. They don't aim down sights. They are hip firing always. Constantly. So if you give them a weapon which is bad for hip firing, like a sniper rifle, they suck. What works really well is AoE weapons, or at least wide projectile weapons. So things like the Fulmin, things like the Arcoplasmor, things like the Coup Bazaar, they work well because the AI, with its hip fire, will still probably hit the enemy. Yeah, you can see the amount of damage here is just a joke. This guy is escaping. Guaranteed, 100%. There is nothing we can do about this using just the Spectre. I could spawn in multiple Spectres if it would work. These treasurers have just insane level scaling. Maybe my Uncle Crew could kill them, but not my Saren. The rollers, I'm pretty sure the rollers are just rollers. They just... Ow. They just roll. They do spawn as Xmas units, but mostly they just roll around. Alright, let's continue forwards. Now, because Warframes come with armor, the level scaling means that their health and armor, their effective hit points, goes absolutely bonkers, so they can survive quite well, despite the fact that they are not dodging enemy fire. So Warframe Spectres particularly are quite well defended. Their casting stats, however, do not get improved, as far as I can tell. I'm going to need to do further testing on this. As far as I can tell, the abilities they cast absolutely do not scale up. So if you want to use a Warframe for its abilities, those abilities need to be ones that don't deal damage. They need to be the bonuses to the weapon, like Toxic Lash, or they are support abilities. Crowd control, healing abilities, that kind of thing. Yeah, Uncle Crew are absolutely ridiculously strong. This is a problem with the Saren Spectre. She'll cast Molt and then just stand in it. Can you walk over here? Thank you. Now you can hit things. And she's got a grenade on her face. Where is she? There she is. I looked at my minimap, saw the blue dot there, and I was like, what? And again, here we see a difficulty. There the toxin procs managed to get through, but if she hasn't got toxin on her, getting through the health of those Guardian Spectres, sorry, Guardian Xmas, is a real struggle for Xmas units, because they don't understand how to defeat it. What am I saying? There's a Tribius video, it was using Equinox Augment that drops the alter ego as a Spectre. Yeah. Yeah, you can spawn in those kind of Spectres, but those Spectres, they're terrible at aiming. Now, another thing you'll notice, listen to the firing. Reloads one shot, fire. Oh, come on, let's get closer. Fire, 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 fire. Reloads one shot. Fire, fire, fire. Reloads one shot. Fire, 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 fire. Reloads one shot. For some reason, Spectres do not reload correctly. For something like the Kuvazar, they will reload one shot and that reloads the entire magazine. I don't understand how or why. And sometimes they don't fire the entire magazine, as it were. They just do this. Secondly, with something like the Foreman, they never recharge. I don't understand what it is. With the Foreman, they just go blah 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 continuously. Forever. Until they no longer have something to shoot at, they just shoot. Like it's going out of fashion. So yeah, Spectres are a bit weird. Ooh, help. Spectres are a bit weird in that regard. One downside of trying to observe this invisibly is if the Spectre comes close to me, they'll shoot at me. By accident. And yeah, you see again, we've got this protective one. It's taking some toxin proc, so it will die. Again, Saren upside, but god does it take a while. It takes a while for her to figure it all out. And it is the AoE nature of the weapon which is allowing her to even begin to succeed. Mission time? Yeah, it's pretty long. We're at 9 minutes. Spectres are not amazing for damage output, but the fact that this Spectre can even deal damage on the Steel Path is impressive. And you can buff them up. You can use defense stripping abilities to strip their shields. Oh yeah, Spectres have no idea they should jump away from that shockwave. You can use defense stripping abilities to help them out. You can use team support abilities to buff up their damage. So like Roar, like Smite Infusion, that kind of thing, to make them stronger. I believe you can wisp buffs on them, which will also heal them, that kind of thing. You can see they're taking a lot of damage now because they're being a bit of an idiot, and they're fighting some very tough clusters of enemies. Pretty sure my carrier is doing better. So with carrier, I can also force how carrier targets. And carrier was using a heat viral weapon, whereas this Kuvazar isn't modded. It's just Kuvazar. So it's doing blast damage. Now, this isn't to say you should be using a Spectre as the only way to play a mission. That's stupid. Just like you shouldn't be using just carrier to do a mission. You would be using them together. You would be using them together. Gaze with Pax Charge would be amazing. How would you get Pax Charge on there, Gidlix? Pax Charge is a mod. It's an arcane, which is a mod. You couldn't put Pax Charge onto it. So many options vanish away when you take away aiming and you take away modding. A lot of weapons just suck. Come on, Saren. Over here. There's the bad guys. Figure it out. Come on, you're being shot at. Figure it out. Come on, old girl. There we go. Yeah, she's an idiot. How to make Vault Spectre set shield a specific position. So you can tell Spectres to hold position, and then they'll start casting abilities and doing fights from that position only. But you can't tell them a specific direction. They are autonomous. Okay, no, I didn't read your full comment. Sorry, Yidlix. But you did say if they use secondaries. You didn't say if they use secondaries and arcanes. So, in my defense, you also didn't finish your thought. Clickbait? I don't know what's clickbait. We're using Granum tech here, so, yeah. Oh, come on, Sarin, you're smarter than this. No, apparently she isn't. I'm gonna have to help her out here. Let's get rid of this target and hopefully she'll target something else. I do not have toxin damage on my weapons here, so this will take a moment. While weapons have high innate corrosive, there's not many of them actually. Not many. Alright, let's just leave. We're done with this demonstration in particular. Let's go, broken. So, from my testing, there's not a lot of weapons which are that particularly amazing here. Yeah. Well, they kept the mods on the weapons on the first loadout slot? Nope. They don't keep mods whatsoever. Instead, they have their own damage scaling. And the damage scaling is precisely the same damage scaling that's used by enemies. There seems to be some other modifier in play. I've not been able to figure out what that modifier is as yet. But the damage I noticed the Spectre doing was higher, about 3 times higher than it should have been just accounted for the damage scaling equation. 12 minutes? Yeah, so 12 minutes there. I killed one unit, but that's because Sarin Prime got confused and stuck. But it got through the mission in 12 minutes. Steel Path Exterminate. That is against, as I say, the Corpus. The Corpus and Infested Spectres will work well against. Against the Grenier, you need to strip their armor, because armor scaling on top of health scaling completely ruins Spectre damage. If you don't strip armor, Spectre damage is just going to be a joke. It's not going to help. It can't. So, weaponry. Fulmin is an amazing pickup. It's got the Electro procs, which can help deal additional damage. It's got the Impact procs, which are good at a kind of a slight control effect, because it'll stagger enemies. And Spectres just have infinite ammo. Not even the whole recharge mechanic of the Fulmin. They're just fire, 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 fire. It's stupid. The downsides of the Fulmin, obviously it's got no slash, so it's bad against armor. It's got no toxin, so it is less effective against shields. Or rather, it has to deal with shields, so that doesn't quite work in its favour there. But overall, innate punch through, hip fire aiming is perfectly fine, because if you look at the... where is it? Yeah, we've got the semi here. You've got the accuracy 9.1. That's affected no one with the Fulmin ever. You just point, click, fire, you hit. So the Fulmin works perfectly fine. Something like the Kuvazar, as you've just seen, it's actually pretty damn good in the hands of a Spectre because they don't really need to aim. They just put it in the general direction of the enemies and stuff explodes. It works. So, as long as they hip fire in the general direction, it works out. Why do I have 2? Main one, testing one. This one is with fewer upgrades on it, so I can test it at lower levels. I've done that previously for that reason. Just more of a demonstration piece. Rubico, terrible. Do not use snipers on Spectres because, again, the hip firing, it's no bueno. You'd think things like the Nataruk or Kuva Brahma, Nataruk especially, would be good because they're going to draw the bow and then just release the arrow and that should work. Lots of damage. And in my experience, yes, it can do quite a bit of damage. But, and this is a very big but, Spectres are kind of harebrained. You already saw there how the Spectre was kind of bouncing between targets, sometimes getting stuck, sometimes forgetting to fire, sometimes just not really thinking things through. They seem to not be all that good at handling bows. They'll draw the shot, fire the shot, and then just kind of think about what's going on. Not very efficient. So with the Nataruk being what the Nataruk is, and all bows for that matter, they just kind of suck at it. Idlix, calm down. Oh god, there's multiple of you. Calm down, guys. What's the max amount of form you can put on a single weapon? As many as you want to. It reaches a point where it doesn't give you any new benefit. Like if I show you my Foreman here, I put a former into every single slot. You can see all of them are polarized. I could reform this slot, for example, to a dash polarity or a D polarity. It'd be another former, but it wouldn't help. Do Spectres use alt fires? No. Spectres do not understand that alt fires even exist. So not only are they not aiming the Foreman, they also aren't using the automatic mode, even if it would help them. They're unaware of the ult fire on the Cedo. They will never activate Incarna mode on the Fenmore or later. They just don't know it exists. They will never use the Yakuza Brahma to detonate it in mid-flight. They will never use the charge shot of the Tenora Prime. They simply don't know if it exists. It's just gone to them. What one with an epitaph would look like? A waste of time. Because they don't use secondaries. Spectres pretty much forget that secondary weapons exist until they're knocked down onto the ground. Then they pull out their secondary and go, ah! Firing randomly. For as long as the game lets them live. Usually it lets them live less than a second, so it's more like, ah! Gone. It's terrible. Don't trust a secondary weapon to help you on a Spectre. It's a waste of your time. Does every slot on Arsenal have to be filled for Spectres? Yeah. All of them, absolutely. So you have to give them primary, secondary, and melee. There's no getting around that. See the ones I've done here before now. So you can see, like, I've got Dread, a cute gun, and Silver Renegus. Ember would use the Dread, Ember would use the Silver Renegus. Just forgets this exists, basically. Just forgets. Battle Cry, that's more of a battle's whine and fear and death. It's just them freaking out. So yeah, Spectres are very weird. They have a lot of positives going for them, they have a lot of negatives. Now this is where I'm going to have to flashbang you. Also I have a notification. Why do I have a notification? It's nothing important. Good. Right. This is where I'm going to have to flashbang you, chat. Because we're going to have to bring up the wiki! Because just talking my way through this is going to be painful. So, better to just show you. Let me just grab the page. There it is. And, but here we go. Oh yeah, it's the wiki. This is the wiki page on Tenno Spectres, these deployable ones I've been showing you here, with the different bits and pieces. Most importantly, behavior Warframe. Each Warframe has its own coding as to how it handles. I briefly touched onto this with the Myths video I did recently, calling out the fact that Eurali, if we come all the way down here, Eurali's one does not cast any abilities. Why? Come on now. Zaku casts all of their abilities, Zephyr casts all of their abilities. Granted, Wukong only casts one of them. The absolute... yeah. But Volt casts all of his, Vormal casts all of his. Even if we get to a more recent Warframe, we go, for example, to Jaya. Jaya casts all of her abilities. So, Eurali? But this does mean that Eurali does have one use. As a Tenno Spectre, Eurali is the only one that will not cast a single ability. So if you want to have a Spectre which only fires their primary weapon or uses their melee in close range, if you want them to do nothing but use the weapons you have given them, then Eurali is actually the go-to Spectre for you. And only if you just want them to use their guns. Gotta say, not really a good idea when you've seen how much damage they're not doing. They'll get through a mission, but no, it's not really amazing. You don't need a Spectre just to fire their gun. You're calling down a Spectre, you kind of want them to do something else as well. So, niche, but honestly, this only ended up being good for testing purposes. For you guys, waste of time. I'm held at gunpoint if I'm saying Eurali's good at something. Eurali is good at making other frames look good. Let's put it realistically now. Come on. But yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of different conditions. There's more to just casting abilities. They have cooldowns and restrictions. So like Ashir and Shuriken. When an enemy is in line of sight, they'll cast it, and that's with a cooldown of 15 seconds. Cast Smokescreen sporadically. But if you attack with a Warframe weapon, it'll end the Spectre's ability. So if you attack, the Spectre becomes visible. Like, what? You ready to use the K-Drive one? Correct, yeah. And there are these kinds of conditions all over the place. Atlas here doesn't cast Tectonics, but he'll cast a Landslide when an enemy's within 12 meters, 25-second cooldown. He'll cast Petrify when enemies within 5 meters, cooldown of over a minute. Go figure. Don't mind that Landslide 25 energy, Petrify 75 energy. You think, okay, well, 3 times the cooldown? Yeah, kind of makes sense. Yeah. But then you look at other ones, like cooldown of 13 seconds, despite the same cast cost. So cooldown isn't tied to energy, it's just kind of all over the place. How does affinity work between on-call Spectre and yourself? If you call in a Spectre and the Spectre gets a kill, all of it goes to your Warframe. All of it. It's considered a kill by your Warframe. Even though they're a separate thing. Your Warframe is what's supporting them. Yeah. Now, an interesting one here, and this is where I'm going to need you guys. Specifically, I'm going to need 3 of you. Caliban does not cast any other ability, cast Fusion Strike when enemy is in line of sight. Fusion Strike, for those of you forgotten, converge 3 streams of raw energy upon a single point, causing a massive reactive blast. The fallout from the blast will strip the armor and shields from all enemies that touch it. And when it says strip, it does a 50% strip at base. So if we take Fusion Strike there, 50% armor and shield strip, that's a pretty big deal straight away. You have Caliban casting this, he's going to be making those enemies you're dealing with a lot weaker. Certainly the enemies he's shooting a lot weaker. But I want to test something more on this. Because I already know that if you bring around a Nidus, or is Nidus? Yeah, if you bring around a Nidus, he can boost your ability strength up to 28%. So he can buff your strength up. I want to know, can we buff up the strength of Caliban to make Fusion Strike more effective? This could create something unique within the Spectre options, because there's loads of ones that do various bits and pieces, but that cooldown of 8 seconds, I've yet to test it, and that could be very interesting. That means a lot of casts of this, compared to like Fire Blast here, cooldown of 40 seconds. So, I need 3 of you who have the mod Power Donation. I need 3 of you who have access to the mod Power Donation to message me in game, and we'll make a squad out of it. I'm also going to be bringing Power Donation, and we're going to see if we can actually make this go crazy. Let me just bring, what frame do I rarely use at all? I rarely use most of these. Let's bring Excalibur. I don't use him. Zom's got it. Excellent, coming in. Oh, I've switched myself to solo. My bad. That's twice in one stream. Whoops. There we are. Zom. There we are. Gidalix. We just need one more person. Let's grab Power Donation. There it is. Thank you very much. So minus 30% to my ability strength, but plus 30% to ability strength of squad mates. I want to see if we can get this to work on Caliban. Because if all of us do that, 30, 60, 90, 4th person 120, Fusion Strike will be a 100% armor and shield strip, if this works. And I know that is a very big if. I do also need to make a Caliban Spectre, so let me just grab that. Yeah, we'll grab the Foreman for demonstrative purposes. Because also that was the thing I mentioned earlier, so why not? Let's grab a Spectre, and we'll grab the Vapor Spectre, because this will also demonstrate another issue I have with Spectres. It's a minor issue, but it's an issue that affects me directly, so I'm going to complain about it as soon as we can. 20 platinum just spent on this test. Yeah. Goodbye 20 plat. Alright, so excess, we need you to switch over to steel from Steel Charge to Power Donation, please. Yeah, every time I've needed to switch Spectre to test out another weapon or test out another frame, every single time, bam, another 20 plat has gone. Hey-ho, I didn't get to 7,000 plat to not spend it, I suppose. We're going to wait on excess to change over Steel Charge. Unequip pets? Yes, please. Unequip your pets. I'm going to defang my Ferglass here. Carry with Ferglass. Solve that mod. Alright, pop out the squad, please. We need someone else. Cheers, mate. So yeah, looks like we need someone else. Someone with Power Donation, please. There we are. We got Quintus. Perfect. Come on in, dude. Would this setup also give each squad member plus 60 strength? Yes, it would, yeah. absolutely would. That is the wrong way to do this. Let's just head straight to Simulacrum. Hopping to it now. Yep. That's growing power. We need power donation. Give him a sec on that. Just making sure. There it is. Perfect. Let's go.
You are a true
Another time, Gorokop. Another time.
Where would the sanctuary be without you?
So yeah, we all now have plus 60% power strength. And theoretically, this should give the Spectre 120%. See if that turns out in practice. Go in. Yep, that's all good. On paper it should work. On paper, but practice is where it matters. Practice is where this entire thing matters, and the Simulacrum is a perfect place to practice that. Alright, let's make sure everyone is loaded in, so we are actually getting all of the buffs. And we can verify that we're getting all of the buffs in the arsenal, because if I pop into here, the arsenal's not showing it. I thought it would. Is it showing if I go to abilities here? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, no pets. Whose pet is this? Zom. That's not a pet, that's an arm cannon. My bad. Yeah, Gidlex, please make sure that you've not got a gun on your Sentinel, and then we should be good. Alright, so let's spawn in a heavy gunner. Can multiple Nidus tendrils connect to the same Spectre? No, they can't. Nidus can only connect to someone who is not connected to a Nidus. Or likewise, if it's two Niduses, one Nidus can't connect to another if the other one is also connected to something else. Alright, so this heavy gunner has armor at the moment. The only way it's not going to have armor is if we get a 100% strip on it. Let's give that a try. One Vapor Spectre. That should be Caliban. Yep. You see, he's just going to shoot, shoot, shoot. No armor! No armor whatsoever. Power donation works on Spectres. And with Caliban specifically, and yep, that's a rapid recast. With Caliban specifically, that's armor and shield. That is a huge, huge amount of stripping. Alright, next thing we want to test is a Nidus buff on him. So, we need to get rid of our power donations. Swap from power donation to anything not strength. I'm going to quickly switch on over to a just random Nidus build, and then we'll have a look from there in a moment, because only one person can be in the arsenal at a time. With that pacifist, steel path run is possible? I mean, I suppose, yeah. I mean, if you call that pacifist, you are summoning him in to kill, but sure. Hello, Spectre. Alright, now, whilst everyone switches over this stuff, I also want to point out this issue with Spectres in the Simulacrum. You'll notice, I have the Simulacrum set to level 100. Enemies are spawning at level 100. What level is my Spectre? I'll tell you, he's level 1. No matter what level the enemies are set to in the Simulacrum, the Simulacrum's level is 1. And so, the Spectre will only ever be level 1, which means that for their weapon, we can't actually test it. Not in the Simulacrum. We can test their abilities, but the weapon can't be tested here. That's a fun one. Yeah. Alright, so we got Steel Charge, Growing Power, Power Donation. Zom, Quintus, you still need to change. Zom, I know you switched over to Growing Power, but that's still wrong. I need you to be on something that's not that. Because that might also trigger and that can break the test we're doing. One test at a time. Hello, Adam Malik. That's alright, Zom. So what's this in now? Let me just check on this. I don't actually know what build I grabbed. Strength increase. Is that a strength increase of 67%? I need that higher. So I'm going to have to remod this. Alright, is everyone switched? Yep, everyone's switched. Let me now finish modding my Nidus. And let's see. So, large strength on here already, but sure. How am I going to do that? Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. And then I should be able to put on Blind Rage. 92.5%. That's still not going to be enough, is it? Oh. Alright. Well, this might not be the right former to use on him, but I'm using this former now because I want to test this, and I might regret this later, but sure, let's do it. There we go. Oh. Where'd it go? Oh wait, I've already got Auger Seekers on here. Ah, sugar. That gonna do it? Oh, I need to get to 400%, don't I? I need more strength than that. Where can I get more? Can't fit that. No. Energy conversion. Yeah, actually, that'd be the one, wouldn't it? That would be the one to use. And it can't fit. It can't bloody fit. What's Madurai? Yeah, Madurai should work. Oh my god, they make such a game. Oh, Vigor. Operability. Ah, yeah, that'll do it. I'll do it. There we go. Cool. Perfect. That has the entire strength I need. Thank you. Sorted. Alright then. I didn't need to do the... Oh, I didn't need to do the former. It's fine. Ooh, okay. So, let's change this out now to Exo, Gokstad, Heavy Officers, a whole bunch of them at max level. They're absolutely bonkers. Stack them up and cast that, so I've got my stacks. So he's casting on these ones, which is going to be damaging their armor, so we'll be testing them again on a new set. That was just to get my stacks. Caliban, please come over here. Yep, there we go. Let's spawn these guys in. Let's give him the strength. Invalid target. Invalid target. I cannot buff him this way. Well, that was a waste of a former. I probably should have checked that first. Because I can do it on Zom. Yep. But I can't cast it on him. Now we know. If I come over here now, the Spectre will come over here and you'll see he'll continue firing his form like an absolute mad lad. Unless he gets into melee range of his target. Ah, that's a shame. You cast that backwards, okay. Now that's affected all these guys. It is reducing their defenses. I wonder if he can double dip that reduction. Oh, he does! It is stacking up. When he casts it another time, it creates a new zone and re-affects them. Hold on, let's get a whole new batch. Let's get a whole new batch for this test. Caliban, come over here. Get away from where they're all spawning. Boy. Alright. Let's head over here. Okay, he didn't actually reach any of them with that bubble, so that's fine. So let's see. One cast. That should reduce them all by 50%. And now he's just going to get to firing, isn't he? Isn't he? Isn't he? Hello. There we go. Took him a moment. They sometimes do that. It's weird. You have to walk around to make them remember to do stuff. And he should be off cooldown in a couple seconds. Any moment now. Hello. Maybe a bit more than 8 seconds. He really likes this one, doesn't he? Let me just get rid of that one real quick. There we are. There we are, and there's the recast, and they've still got armor. Or is that the first cast? And again, still got armor. That's interesting, they've still got the armor. And there, after those additional casts, he's finally brought it down. So yeah, it takes a while. Without the power donations, it takes a while. But with power donations, we can indeed get them right the way down. As you can see, because they've now got no armor, they're very easy to kill. Like, very easy to kill with no armor. Compared to... Do we have one that's not been affected? Yeah, that one. Okay, that must have been affected. Adam Wellspring? Yeah, I'm not sure if we'd actually be able to tell if Caliban is being affected. Is there a visible effect? Let me see. Let me have a look at him right now. Sit still, mate. I can't tell if he's affected or not. I do have a glowing cube around me. Is that it? If I step outside the zone... Oh no, that's Malt Vigor I've got. Yeah, that was Malt Vigor I could see. Never mind. No, the cube's not the free cast. The tiny glowing spark is the free cast. That cube is Malt Vigor. But yeah, I'm not seeing... No, that's the Spectre effect I'm seeing on him. That shimmer and the glow at his feet. That is the Spectre shimmer. So there's no way to tell for certain on that. 2 power donations is 90%. Actually, 3 power donations will be 90%. Yeah, let's give that a try then. Let's switch around. So we need 3 power donations. Let me just grab me Scout. Yeah. We need 2 more people to switch to power donation. So Gidlex is number 1. There we go, and then Zom. Yep, Zom switching over as well. Winter's going to be chilling. Alright. So Caliban should now have 90%. What I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the Wellspring over here and then have him hold position here. Oh yeah, if we have him hold position, there we are. You've got it powered up, Gidlex, so you keep that going. The reason I need him on hold position is so that this will instantly have him in the area. Because you need to stay in the area for the effect. Please don't get obsessed with that one. Move the zone. Caliban, step away from the... Oh, for crying out loud. Blithering Idiot is not going to cast an ability whilst he's still got his favourite Goxad officer in his face. There we are, alright. And yes, that is an armor strip. That is a total armor strip. It works. First cast, 0 armor. Alright. So we're getting there. Nidus can't do it. But that can... We need another test now. Quintus, do you have an Equinox? Oh, well, they're all dead. Excellent. Quintus, and just Quintus, please swap to Equinox. You're going to be using the day form to give us a strength buff. We'll see if that works. No former? I don't care about the former. If you have to break a build, break a build. What we need is to have at least a 10% strength buff, and you should be able to achieve that pretty easily, given that we are giving you 90% strength. So it should be pretty easy for you to achieve. Is there something still alive over here? There we are. Yeah, that's fine, Gidlex. You just stand off to the side somewhere, that's fine. we're getting somewhere. We're finding out some cool bits and pieces. You can see that red light around me. That is the free cast from Zeneric, by the way. That little light going around. Alright, Quintus has Equinox. So yeah, Quintus, if you want to activate your third ability in day form, I believe you're in night form at the moment, so switch day. Oh, there we are. So that's day form. And then if you switch on over to casting your third ability. Excellent. Yep, 20%. That's perfectly fine. If you head over to the other end where Caliban is, please. That'll put Caliban into the aura. And there should be no Zeneric aura around here. So no one should be getting any Zeneric buffs. It is just Powder Nation and Equinox. Good. So now, I'm going to spawn in the enemies. And again, we'll see if they get a total armor strip. Right as soon as we, why is there... Who's got a pet? Why would you switch to a loadout? We'll give it a sec. Thank you. Yeah, you'll need to activate your third. There we are. Cool. Alright. Make sure Caliban is definitely in range. Oh, that's weird. Alright, so once again, Caliban is going to do this thing with this one here. Let's just get rid of his lover. That's just how I badly set up the area. Activate ability. Total armor strip. Okay, cool. That's good, that's good, that's good. Alright, if everyone can please step away from the area. What we're going to do is we're going to do a quick test with just 90%. Just to make sure it's not a fluke. Make sure he's not full armor stripper with 90% strength bonus. Because there is a possibility of that, and we need to rule that out. If you could deactivate your ability as well, please, Quintus, just to make sure it's not affecting him. I know it shouldn't, but to be certain. Thank you. Welcome back, Idlix. Just hang to the side for a moment. We're on 3 lots of Powder Nation and nothing else. Good, good, good. Simulate. Get rid of his favourite officer. I'm not sure where those shots are coming from, but they're not coming from a Foreman right now. We'll just gloss over how Excalibur is doing that. I really should have brought a corrosive weapon to get rid of this guy. But whatever, I'm committed. We are testing out some Spectres at the moment, Chocodika. We're seeing what MacGuffery we can get up to with them. Oh, I really should have gone for something corrosive. There we go. Alright, cast your ability. Oh no, they're all armor stripped. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, well that just invalidates all our tests. Why are you getting a total armor strip? What? Oh, come on. Caliban. Okay, so why is he getting a total armor strip? We go back to Caliban here. No, we need to understand what's actually going on first. Let's not just randomly throw stuff at the wall here. Let's look at the setup. We've got into abilities. This is a 50% debuff amount. It's 50. With strength that goes up to 200, so that goes up to 100. If I take off this ability bonus here, yeah, 145 gives us 72%. That's how it should work. So why is the Spectre using higher strength? Might be his passive? What is his passive, Berserker? Once you answer that one, you'll understand why it's not that. In case you're curious. So, right. Now, there is a possibility that he is being affected still by the Zeneric Wellspring from earlier. There is a possibility of that, so I'm going to spawn in a new one. I put in a low rank intensifier to get 190. Okay, for the sake of clearing this up fully, sure, fine. I'll just make a new slot, whatever. I can't be bothered to break slots right now. Let's see about getting 90%. That would give me 99. That would give me 85. How do I get just 90? Let's see here. If I go that 85, and if I have a really weak mod? There we are. Oh wait, I can't do that one again. Nope, that's only 2.5%. There we... Oh, for crap. Of course not there either. Power drift 2.5%, and this one 2.5%. There we go, 190. 95%, not total strip. There you go. So it's not that. Confirmed, not that. Why? Whatever. Alright, so as I said, I'm going to spawn in a new one of these spectres. So this one is definitely not affected by anything Xeneric. There's no holdovers there because this is a brand new spectre. So with that in mind, we're going to test this again. We have 1, 2, 3 power donations only. No other strength buffs. So let's bring new Caliban Spectre over here. He full armor stripped straight away. God damn it. Okay, this is really confusing. We're going to have to narrow this down. So I'm going to switch off of my aura here. Just break that. Kill all the enemies. Wait for these zones to vanish. Try resetting the room. Yeah, we can do that as well. Everything should be cleared. Alright, new Caliban. He missed with that one because he's a moron. Get over here, you Muppet Spectre. Then you get... What are you doing? There we go. Okay. And come stand next to me. Come on, moron. Oi, moron. Don't get so close. There we are. He should cast his abilities in a sec. And we'll see if he casts it such that it drains armor. It did not fully drain the armor. Okay. I know, Chocodika, that's why I can do what I've been doing so far. Right, so with 2 power donations, he doesn't fully strip, but with 3, he does. Why does he do it with 3, but not with 2? With 2, he'll have 150% strength, but 3, he'll have 190%, but normal Caliban requires 200 to fully strip. Maybe it didn't load or notice the aura's changing? There's a possibility. He is my Spectre. It might not have noticed someone else taking off the aura. It's possible, actually, yes. So, if I put mine back on, if that is the case, then now he will still only register as 190%, and we should be back to normality. So let's give that a test. Jump over this way to force a Spectre to teleport closer. There we go. Closer but not in melee range, that is. Cast your ability, dude. Come on. Come on. Cast the ability. No, 90% is definitely stripping. Okay. If it was rounding, then I'd be able to replicate the results. So if we just kill the enemies here, and if I get my Spectre over here, let's hold his position. So here he can't affect the test. Yep, there we go. If I switch to Caliban myself with a 30% strength bonus, with my allies giving me 60%, I'll be on 90. So if I do that, this will be 190%. So if I fully strip, then we know that the ability is broken. Or not acting correctly. If I don't fully armor strip, then we know it's something about the Spectre. So let's test it. I do not fully armor strip. So there we are. You definitely need 200. So there we are. So this guy is getting more out of stuff than I am, somehow. It might be that the auras are stacking incorrectly. Maybe the auras are not actually 30%. For that, we need... Quintus, when did you switch? Okay, I'll respawn things and do it now. I don't know when you switched, Quintus, but I would really have appreciated knowing that. Because I literally didn't ask you to. Why is that not stripping? 30, 60, 90, plus my 30 should be 120. What? Why is that not stripping? Someone kill me, please. Before my Spectre kills you. Someone please quickly kill me. Thank you. Did someone just pick me up? No, I don't think someone picked me up there. Alright, we'll turn friendly fire back off. Spectre is dead, that's fine. Get up. Okay. What about the Spectre gets more strength because it's a bot? Well, Chocolate, we're trying to figure out exactly how much it's getting and why. Hand-waved ideas don't help us because we can't just test that directly. We need to figure that out. What aura does my Caliban have? Currently, it has none. So that wouldn't have affected it. Alright, so now we got power donation, power donation, power donation. I've died and reset. And I have a 30% bonus here. So this should be 120. So it should be a full armor strip. Yeah, plus 120, so full armor strip. We spawn in a new set of enemies to make sure it's that. And they are not armor stripped. And yet, if I mod this myself by getting Blind Rage in here... Total armor strip. What is going on? Could be the auras don't affect other players. Since when? That's literally what auras do. They affect other players. Can I just point out how ridiculous that would be if power donation plus 30% ability strength of squad mates didn't give 30% ability strength to squad mates? That'd be ridiculous. In Simulacrum, it could be a Simulacrum issue. We're going to have to test that. And there's only one way to test that. Alright. Let's just give myself all of the tanks so I don't die while we test this. Let's grab... Where is it? Steel fiber. Let's grab adaptation. Arcane grace. There we are. Whatever. That'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. That's all we need there. So I'm going to have 30%, and I'm going to have power donation from you three. We're going to go into a Steel Path mission, and in that Steel Path mission, what I'm going to do is try and basically armor strip some Grenadier units. If power donation isn't working, then I won't be able to armor strip. We've seen it working on Caliban, but we're going to test it in a mission anyway, to try and narrow things down. Okay, so let's pop out of here. I'll re-invite you in a moment. Get like Zom Quintus. So don't change your loadouts. Don't add in weird stuff. Don't try out coaction drift. Don't create your own experiments right now. Please, for the love of God, do not try and do your own experiments in this squad whilst we're doing these tests, because that will break everything. Let's try and do this. We'll just go to a very basic mission where they spawn in. Where am I getting these messages? I literally don't know who's sending what messages now. So yeah, we'll go here. Controlled environment, that's what I'm trying to do. Exactly, yeah. Is power donation limited to affinity range? I didn't think it was, but we can double check that as well. You got a point there. It might be that, Hobshabomb. Might be that. Alright. So, you lot, stay where you are.
Trust in your
Just
training.
be power donators. Don't do anything else. It's like trying to control a Spectre. Don't do anything else. Just be power donators. We're just doing a quick ability test. Total armor strip. I mean, that's all we needed to test right there. That was a total armor strip. So, power donation is working, but it seems Simulacrum is being a dick. Let's try back in Simulacrum and watch out for the affinity range. It might be that. It's unlikely to be, but it might just be Simulacrum is getting even worse for testing than I thought, which is honestly doing my head in. Every time there is some issue with the Simulacrum, I'm like, why is it so different from a normal mission? Why can't we just have a testing environment, please? Alright. If everyone could please stand over there. I swear to God, if this just works now, I'm going to be really annoyed. Do not drop out. Just head over. You're fine. You're still typing. You exist. It's a glitch. Alright. So everyone is over there. We've definitely got everything equipped correctly. Yep, it's all as it was before. We're going to spawn in the enemies. Everyone is in affinity range. And they are all totally armor stripped. Alright. If everyone could please move over here. Please take yourselves to the other side of the Simulacrum. Oh, I didn't wait for the zone to vanish. That just instantly stripped them. My bad. Okay, new enemies. Not affected as yet. I'm going to be out of affinity range now. Total armor strip. It was just a bug! Right then, okay. In which case, everyone still stay over there. Because now my Caliban should only have 90%. My Caliban Spectre should now only have 90%. No. No, please, no. Don't be doing other things. I mean this in the nicest way possible. I'm trying to test stuff here, not have other things create new variables that could break stuff. You see how buggy this game is. Please don't. Even if you think it won't have an effect, it will, because bugs. Alright, let's bring in the Spectre again, which should now only have a 90% strength bonus. Don't be lying. So it shouldn't armor strip entirely. It's still on! How? How are you armor stripping entirely with 190% strength? How? 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 Oh, this is doing my head in. This is doing my head in. How are you doing this? Just to be on the off chance that the game is picking up the mods on my Caliban, which I highly doubt, but just on the off chance, I'm taking off the strength mod. I'm resummoning a new one. I don't care about the cost. Yeah. No. Dum-dum, you need to be over here to use it. Come on, you dingus. There we are. Now cast your ability. The white effector under him says he's a Spectre. Total armor strip. Alright, we're going to reset the simulacrum as well. Just on the off chance. What's being tested? We're trying to see if this Spectre, how Spectres handle strength at the moment. That's the exact test we're doing. We're testing Spectres overall, but this is the test of Spectre strength. And it's a doozy. It's a doozy. Mostly testing my patience? You're not wrong. This is the level I go to, guys, when testing for you. You see this here on stream. This is the testing I am screaming my way through when trying to do the various videos you guys request, like, hey Ken, how does accuracy work in Warframe? Hey Ken, how does level scaling work? Hey Ken, what does this function look like? It doesn't work, that's how it works. Alright, 90, 90, 90. So nothing else, it's 190%. We know that 190% from Power Donation, even though it doesn't show in the simulacrum for some god-awful reason, should make this do a 95% armor strip. Okay? To confirm this, and you guys definitely stay over there, definitely stay there. To confirm this, I'm going to once again do this over here. I have 90%, so 190% total strength. If I do that once, they're not stripped. I do it a second time, they're still not stripped, of course, because that's how it... What? Does the original one have to run out? I think the original might have to run out. Should have done by now. Yeah, so the original has to run out before an enemy can be affected by a new one. Okay, that's important learning. That is... Oh boy. We're going to reconfirm that. Let's wait for the zones to go. Yep, the zone is gone. Cast the first one, they're only partially stripped. We wait for the zone to vanish. We're learning more about Caliban at the same time as Spectres here. 3, 2, 1, clear. It's cleared. So now we recast. No, that's not how it works. Okay, then I guess it just takes 4 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop roll. Yeah, the Tootsie Pop just being how much armor these guys have. God damn it. Okay, so it wasn't the timing either. It's just, it reaches a certain point and it rounds down the armor to 0. That's what's happening there. Never mind. I thought I found something new. Nope, it turns out that it's just stacking in a weird way. Oh! I was like, I could see all 3 of you on my mini-map, but you're not here. Where... Oh dear, I'm losing it. Make sure if you enjoy this channel, guys, if you enjoy the amount of pain and suffering I go through to try and herd cats and make it where we can test things, subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. It's about the only reason I don't collapse in agony. Alright. So, whilst these guys are monkeying around back there, we know that I can't fully armor strip. Even with the mods I have, I can't fully armor strip in one cast. So if we spawn in a new set of enemies, we reset absolutely everything that could possibly be involved. Let's grab a Spectre. He casts his ability. He casts his ability. There we are. It's total! Why is it a total? Oh! Quintus, would you very kindly please remove your aura? That'll be the next thing to test once we got an idea as to the level we're working with Brother Oni. Do Spectres double dip on Power Donation? I don't imagine they do, but we'll have to check further. I mean, it's not double dip because then 2 will be enough for a full armor strip. Snore, thank you very, very much for the 10 gifted subs there, my dude. Cheers. Ah. Now that is very, very appreciated, my dude. Thank you. Alright, Quintus is done there, so we've got 2 Power Donations only, which means he shouldn't armor strip now. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Come on. Come on, you dumb Spectre. Teleport over here. Alright, yep, and there we are. We see the cast. It didn't armor strip them. Or rather, it did, but not fully. Only partial. I can stagger them enough, they'll be out of range. There we are. And when he recasts, then we get enough. We're still faster than me, but overall, we're seeing it. We're seeing it. Spectres don't have mods whatsoever, Gorilla. They don't use mods. So, thank you very much once again for the 10 gifted subs there. Let me just go through the people who've just gained one there. That's Eldra127, that is Amon Hector, Kim Sotas, Jihaisian, Arnie725, Asa Kestrels, Wardock69, Exos822, Duratan68, and Midivillage Paredes. Guys, if you did just get a gifted sub there from Snore, make sure you say thank you very much for that. Snore, thank you. Would a lower level Spectre not strip as much? That's what we're looking into. I mean, we don't get any lower level than level 1, but yeah. Does the Spectre level matter? From my previous testing, it shouldn't, but it looks like it might. It might be that the Spectre starts with more higher stats. Now, here's another weird thing. Oh my god, will you... Bruh. Now, one other weird thing here. Notice what we saw happen. When I cast with 190% strength, it didn't strip. I need to cast, 4 casts for a total strip. However, when my Spectre did it, 2 casts was a total strip. Yo, Quintus, thank you very much for the 9 gifted subs, my dude. I really appreciate that. That's going out to Sorda Soup, to Lemuria, to Carlos Chakowski, I want to say? Yeah, Carlos Chakowski. To Cinderlin, to Golden Trigger, to Anthane, to Nightmaster, to Mycroft002, and to Swithering Gamer. Thank you very much, Quintus, for the 9 gifted subs. Appreciate it. Cheers. Alright. So, what we're seeing there, and let me just really point that out, we've got a total of 60% bonus strength on him. So he's got 160% strength, but he strips in 2 casts, whereas it took me 4 with 190. Yeah. Brother Oni, whoa! Subscribing at tier 1, but not just for 1 month, not just for 2 months, no. Brother Oni has gone ahead and subscribed ahead of time for a full 6 months. My dude, it's just 6 months of content. I hope you enjoy yourself, absolutely. Oh no. I just read what came up on my screen. Esprit, thank you very much for the 8 gifted subs. Right, I really appreciate it, dude. So that's going out there. You gifted those over to Caborge, to Hexno, to Young J2695, to Krizzy Matryoska, right, to Homshabon, to Daitsai1111, to Chocodika, and to Nick Carver 52. Thank you, Shinigo, for the 100 bits, and thank you, Quintus, for the 420 bits as well. You guys are absolutely amazing. The hype train just started and you've finished it. Yeah, that sub ding is going to keep going now, Cosmo. Korokop, thank you very much for the 50 bits. I appreciate it as well, my dude. Yeah, the hype train has already gone straight to max. You've one-shot it. It's been a while since you've one-shot it, but you guys just one-shot it. Cheers. Alright, we need to narrow this down. So, joining a Naughty Corner dance party? Sure, let's dance for a bit. Does a Rhino Spectre use Raw? And if so, could you use that to see what power strength it has? A Rhino Spectre does use Raw, you're very right. He uses Raw specifically when there's other Spectres around, apparently, according to the wiki, which is kind of weird. But you're very right, we could use Rhino to test the strength. But then that is also assuming that it's not a Caliban specific issue, which is kind of weird as well. It's all over the place. Do we have an Exilus and Aura Reformer in Uradi? Uradi does have an Aura Reformer, yes. I think she has an Exilus as well. Let me check. I might have done that on my own accord, to be honest. No, I know I didn't. Okay, well. If you're not familiar with it yet, guys, those of you who've contributed to a level 5 hype train absolutely get a vote on what happens with that level 5 hype train, usually in the form of some upgrade to a bit of gear. So we've had Umbral Formers on Uradi 3 times over, we've had an Aura Former on Uradi, we've had an Aura Former on, I think it was Hildren, and we've had a Former added to Bone Widow, which meant I had to level Bone Widow and then Former it. Yeah. So I hope you guys are kind in what you pick this time. But I think what we need to test now is the level of Caliban Spectre. If we take him to Steel Path, does he then armor strip where here at level 1 he doesn't, with the 60% power donation? That's the next test. So let me grab something very tanky, so I can do that safely. I'm going to go test that. So I hope you guys are ready to head over to Steel Path again. Let's leave Sammy back into the Orbiter. I mean, fair enough, Skull Broken. I still really don't like Urali at all. At all. Caliban Former in honor of the events? Yeah, we could go that way. Didn't I just form? No, I just formed Nidus. Someone mentioned in the wiki the abilities Spectres use abilities to different values in the regular version. Fair, maybe that. It might be that as well. With 60% Humphrey Bomb, yeah, 60%. So we got 2 power donations. Quintus is not going to change his build. I'm not going to change mine. We're going to see if level does affect it. Like, if specifically, do we get a full armor strip in one cast here? That's all I'm looking for. Does he do a full armor strip in one cast, or is it fixed? The fact that he's stripping in 2 casts tells me he's very, very close to a full armor strip right now. He's very close. We're just going to see if that ticks it over the line, or if it doesn't. That's the entire test on this mission here. God, these Spectres are an absolute monster to try and deal with. They really are. Alright, you guys just sit pretty. You dance, do whatever you like to do. Definitely don't cast abilities that might affect the test. Alright. Caliban Spectre, go! So he should come in to cast the ability. There is the ability. Not an armor strip. Alright, Caliban Spectre, come back. Quintus, if you think you'll survive, you are currently running Equinox. Yes, you are. Quintus, if you would very kindly switch over to your day form and follow us with a strength buff, I want to see if you can tick him over the line. Whilst he keeps on shooting stuff. If you could activate level 3 and then just make sure you're in range of the Spectre at all times. And I'm going to get the Spectre over here so we cast the ability. And it did! Let's kill these ones, just in case these ones are all already weakened. Quintus and Spectre both coming this way. These should be new guys. In here. Oh, not an armor strip. Is he still in range? Yep. Okay, that's weird. So maybe he's not benefiting from that strength buff. This is a brand new enemy as well. So again, Spectre all the way over here. He's in range. Definitely got the strength bonus. Activates that. Didn't totally armor strip. No. Alright, test done there. So despite the fact that we know he's very, very, very close to a full armor strip, he's not fully armor stripping, and he didn't get buffed up by either level or by Equinox there. And Equinox was giving a 32% buff. So power donation giving 30%, Equinox giving 32%. That should have been sufficient, so Equinox was not buffing him. How do you tell if an enemy is fully armor stripped? They go from a yellow health bar to a red one. Because yellow means they've got even 1 point of armor, red means 0 armor whatsoever. Right. Okay. I'm gonna bring out the notepad. I need a notepad. So this is where we're at, chat. For the spec testing, what we have discovered is power donation does affect them. We have discovered that Caliban armor strip is stronger than it should be. We have discovered that Equinox is not buffing him. And we discovered that Nidus cannot even try to buff him. Which means, honestly, I am absolutely lost. Two power donations and hardened wellspring. I could activate my own wellspring on him and see if that works, but yeah. Yeah, the wiki's clearly incorrect, Snore. Or something else is different, because you've seen it with your own eyes, Snore. You've seen it with your own eyes. My Caliban was absolutely armor stripping faster than mathematically he should have been, but we also saw that the mods were affecting how quickly he could do it. With a 60% buff, so 160% strength, my Caliban would have a, what would that be, 80% armor strip? Yeah, 80% strip. But for him, he was getting nearly, he was getting just under 100%. So in 2 casts, he was getting full. At 190%, I was getting a 95% strip, 4 casts for full. He was getting 100%. Yeah, the damage to the weapon seems to be higher than base stats would suggest, Gidalix. Level doesn't seem to have an effect, Brother Oni. No. With or without level, so when he was level 1 and when he was level 101, both times he wasn't fully armor stripping with the ability, he was 60% strength bonus. So when I do 3 casts of the strip, and we're stacking the strips, if I go 0.05 cubed, or minus that, so I would strip the enemies with 3 casts. Let's just do a new line. 3 casts at 190% strength with me was roughly equivalent to 99.9875% strip. So 99.9875% was not registering as a full strip. But Caliban in 2 casts was getting the 100% here. So that means that he was getting a higher value than that. He was getting actual 100. So how much does that actually need is the question. When I was spawning in a level 180 Exo Gokstad officer, if I just bring up the Exo Gokstad officers real quick. Again, flashbang, sorry guys, I use Brightsit Wiki. Level 180, they have an armor of 20,574.91. Okay. So let's multiply that down. Let's multiply that down. So, full armor, they've got 20,574.91. Minus 95. Sorry. Remove 95%. That is 20,574.91 times. Divide by 20 effectively. So that brings it down to 1028.7 something or other. And again, we'll divide that by 20 again. Comes down to 51.4 something. Again, gets us down to 2.57 something. And again, gets us below 1. And that's when it gives us a total strip. Because it just rounds down to 0. We could have a look at that, Snore. I'll be honest, I want to backtrack this first. We can get an idea as to what we're working with. So what we need to do, what we need to figure out where we're at so far is to see at what value of stripping we get at least 100% strip. Yeah, at least 100% strip on 2 casts, but not 100% on 1 cast. So that would be where, mathematically, a single cast, the remaining armor, which I'm going to put as RA, remaining armor is equal to the initial armor, or base armor. Let's do base armor. Base armor multiplied by 1 minus the armor strip. Okay? Armor strip as a percentage. That's what we know. So we want to figure out, we know that the base armor we're starting with is 2574.91. We want to know what value gets this to more than 1, but this to less than 1. That's what we're needing to figure out here. To know where our boundary is. You see why it becomes difficult to try and figure this stuff out. Because I'm sure some people are looking at this right now going, how are you, what? Others are understanding, but yeah. And given that I've already been at this for 2 hours, it's crazy. Wouldn't it be 0.5? My understanding is that once armor gets below 1, it just rounds down entirely. That's my understanding from the wiki. At least I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere in armor stripping. You can double check for yourself at the moment, Snore, if you want to go through and find it, but that's what we're working with here. So solve the equation for equals 1 for both. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's basically what we're looking for here, isn't it? We're finding these values, so blah 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 multiplied by what equals 1 is basically just saying that this is going to be 1 over the armor strip value equals that, or 1 over that equals this. So 1, oops, that equals that. We can take out the brackets. We can switch over the positive negative. No, we don't need to do that. Yeah. So if we then do 1 minus all of this is equal to negative that. Isn't it? No, it's not. That's... Yeah, and then we'll be able to invert it. No, we won't. No, that's wrong, isn't it? What have I done wrong there? Oh, yeah, it's -1, not 1 minus. -1 is equal to all of that. Derp. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. So. Now this bit here is correct, good links. Yeah. So, 1 divided by 20574.91 minus 1 gives us an answer of minus 0.999951397, just as many digits as I have on my calculator, which if we then take out the minuses, you'd see that is basically saying the armor strip to get a complete strip in 1 cast must be 99.9951397%. Basically. If we have that amount of armor strip in 1 cast, the armor's gone. So we know that the strip must be less than this. But then we figure out on here, we go through the same process again. 1 divided by that is equal to this. We can then square root this Do I have a square root symbol? I do not. The square root of that is this. We can now lose those brackets. And once again, if we subtract 1, both sides, we'll get our answer that we're working with here. So if we go back to the 1 over such and such, we root that. And then we minus 1 from it. That comes to 0.993028428. Obviously, it's a negative. Which effectively means it needs to be a 99.30 something percent. Alright, so this is what it's saying here. This is what it's saying is that at minimum, with 2 lots of power donation, so we get our Caliban to 160% strength, where we saw in 2 casts it was a full strip. At minimum then, 1 cast is doing a 99.3% strip. That's what we're seeing. With 2 power donations, Caliban is getting 99.3% armor strip. It must be. Because if it was any lower, we wouldn't be getting a total strip. We'd still have more than 1 armor left. So that's what it comes to, right? I'm seeing a wait, no. No, wait, Snore's saying something else. Because if we do this twice, we then get the value required to bring the value down past 1. Okay. Oh, why is this so stupid? This doesn't make any sense. Why is it this high? Why is it this high? Berserker, cheers. By the way, my level 5 hype trainers. Korokop, Quintus, Shinigyo, Esprit, Brother Oni, Snore, all of you guys together. You work together on the level 5 hype train. Did you guys agree on what we're doing for that? Your brain's turning to mush. Also, I noticed we've got chat in the way this entire time. I'm so sorry. Didn't even think about that. I don't have chat on my screen in that place. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. Your brain can turn to mush and you just go, oh, I'm not following. I'll move away from that. I can't. If I'm going to figure this out, I have to actually understand it. You can just move past it. So, based on this, if we backtrack that, this is at 160% strength, which would suggest that normally, he has a 62.06% armor strip on the base Caliban Spectre. 62% armor strip and shield strip. So that is what we then want to check. Can we find a way to see if he is in fact giving us that level of armor strip? Let's see. So we're saying, I say Caliban or a form of Caliban, something to Caliban. See, sounds good. Or a form of Caliban, I guess. What if we now try the exact same setup with a Rhino Spectre to see if it's a Spectre thing or a Caliban thing? We can do that. We can grab ourselves a Rhino Spectre. Yeah. Let's minimize out of that. Let me grab Rhino. Let me just check what Rhino cast is raw at. Sure. We just go Spectre. I'm going to overwrite my number 2. Currently ready, so I'm losing nothing. And we'll force complete at the 20 platinum because why not? So yeah, Rhino Raw at base. Just a quick reminder for anyone missing that one. Rhino Raw at base is 50%. So we'll see what we get if it's 50% or something else. I want to force through here. We have got power donations running for 60% total strength bonus. So that should bring it up from 50 to 80%. Yeah, that should bring it up to an 80% raw buff. So we'll see what we get. Welcome to testing! Hunter Bomb. Yeah, we could do that as well. Slightly more lengthy, but we could indeed do that. If it comes to it, we'll do that test. I would like to, however, test a specific reduction if possible. Because I want to narrow down the exact figure. And then once we got that, we can figure out what else is interacting with it. Alright, I think we've got the confirmation. It's an Aura Former on Caliban. Unless someone, as part of the hype train, says otherwise, it's an Aura Former on Caliban today. That's what we're doing. Alright. So, we need to bring in the Rhino Spectre, which is you. Yep, there he is. Hello, Mr. Menacing. He's Rhino Prime, but without any of my colours. Now, we need to get him to activate his Roar, and according to the wiki, Rhino activates his Roar under what condition? With an enemy in line of sight and 2 or more other Spectres are in the mission. Okay, that's fun. Let's spawn in some enemies, so he has those in line of sight. Yep, he has them in line of sight. He activates his Iron Skin. Wonderful. I'm going to hold position on him, just so he doesn't go anywhere. And so we need some more Spectres. Luckily, here's some I made earlier. So that one is just going to sit there. It's an Energy Leech Xmas, which does absolutely nothing to enemies. So, wonderful. And then we'll spawn in... Oh, someone spawned in a... Titania. And yep, there's the Roar, and it's 80%. It is exactly as expected. Exactly as expected. No deviance. God, that is doing my head in. I'm gonna move away from that sound. So we know that it is not a matter of strength. The strength is exactly as expected. So Caliban's ability is working at a level that it shouldn't be working at. Yeah, the problem is Caliban. Where's that Spectre gone? There it is. Kill that one. Kill. Friendly fire back off. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I need to get rid of that Titania Spectre, and that was the fastest way to do it. Can't say I've seen that for specifically Green Goose, but I'll take your word for it. We're not looking at her right now, though, to be honest, so couldn't follow into that. All right. Yeah, that's what we're getting to, Hamshabomb. That's what we're getting to, is that whilst other Warframes as Spectres seem to act correctly, like this one gave us the Roar exactly as expected, the Caliban one seems to be acting differently. We need to know how it's acted differently and why it's acted differently, as much as we can figure out. And as Karakop says, maybe it's other armor stripping abilities too. Alright, so what we can do from here is we can try and calculate how much armor these guys actually practically have, hit them with a single Caliban strip, and then test it again. So, we have 2 lots of power donation at the moment. If Zom and Gilix, could you both take off your power donations? You could please both remove your power donations. We get right the way down to base stats. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to use something that doesn't have a bonus against armor in terms of damage against one of these guys. Find out how much damage I deal there. Then, I'm going to change that. I've growing power? Yeah, I'll need to get rid of that as well. Luckily, none of the Spectres back here were causing any status effects because they couldn't reach. But yeah, I'll need to get rid of that as well. Thank you. By seeing how much damage I do, and how much damage I should do, we can figure out the armor value of the enemy. And then we see what happens after Caliban hits them with the armor strip. Steel charge, excellent. So I'm going to switch over my stuff now. So let's just swap out growing power. Let's just switch to a growing power on all. I do. That's annoying. This one seems to have a hole in it, so I can just switch it out for something else. Melee guidance. Perfect. There we go. Okay, cool. So that should be holding position here. Yep, good. That's fine. That's fine, Gilix. If you got a lot of stream delay, just give it a quick refresh. It should at least cut out a lot of it. Oh. So saying, remember when I tested damage of a modded Mark 1 kunai, it did less damage than it should. That's probably the result of damage quantization, which can vary the result by up or down 10%. Yeah, that really annoyed me until I learned what quantization actually was, and I was like, what the hell is this? Why is it a thing? And that's because of memory saving issues. Okay, so ferrite armor here is weak to puncture and corrosive. It's strong to slash and blast. So I want something that's none of those. Impact electric is none of those. Perfect, I can use the Fullman. I can just use the Fullman, that's ideal. For those wondering why I have a test Fullman, now you know. I can just use my test Fullman. Perfect. Alright then, so on a direct hit here, we're currently getting 1,325. Can I get that crit chance to exactly 100%? With my mods, don't think I can, but I'll give it a try. Let's see, critical delay. I need about 30-ish% more. Oh yeah, I can't stack those two together. Duh. Oh, I can't do that. 90% is good enough. If I don't crit, I don't crit. That's the main thing. Getting it close enough to a consistent crit just helps with testing purposes. And the reason I want it to crit is also because the higher damage means that I am less likely to be caught on a rounding error. Which is why I'm going to bring in Vital Sense to further increase the actual damage from a single hit. Impact on the flesh doesn't matter on the flesh because we're stripping armor wolverines. Doesn't matter about the flesh whatsoever. The flesh will increase the damage equally on both attacks. So that's not a problem. It's just the armor types we need to worry about here. Oh. Gruda's saying, did my subscription run out? I thought I resubbed for 6 months. Let's see. It says tier 1 sub for 2 months at the moment. It says you're subbed. On my side. Yeah. Don't know what happened there for you, dude. You are definitely subbed. Maybe you needed to click something to confirm it. I don't know. Alright. Maybe because you're on mobile? Maybe just Twitch is bad. Alright, let's do this test then. So, first I need to get the value for how much I hit these guys normally. Let's take one at the back here or something. So, if I just shoot you in the chest, that was 90. 90. Couldn't see because it's not a crit. Not a crit. 90. 90. Yes, consistently 90. We can be absolutely certain of that 90. So, let me just switch the notepad here. Just get a new line. So, we did 90 damage. And we'll look at the calculations for armor in just a moment. Let's just get the raw information first. So now, I'm going to spawn in a Spectre. Hold position. Wonderful. Now I need to get him out of here by spawning in a new Spectre. Which will stop any further casts. He's going to shoot, that's fine. But that stopped there being any more. Caliban only got 1 cast off. So now, on this one that definitely got affected by it, let's get a crit, please. 1186. That's quite the increase. Alrighty. Gidlix, continuing the sub you got from Snore. Thank you very much, Gidlix. I really appreciate that. Oh. Cheers, my dude. I hope you keep enjoying having access to the emotes, to of course the ad-free viewing on the channel here, and to the supporter D-Lounge. Alright, let's now work our way through this mathematics. I'm going to kill all those enemies so he stops firing. We've done the test, we got the damage stats. Now we just need to actually work out what we just learned. So, the damage here has... Damage has a base value of 265 impact and 1060 electric. Okay. On a crit, that's multiplied by 4.8. So that actually on crit goes to... And is it 4.8? No, it's not 4.8. It's 2.2 plus 120% bonus. This is where we have to really math it through. 2.2 times 2.2, because 120% is actually 4.84. The 265 times 4.84 is 1,282.6 base impact damage. And the electric is 1060 times 4.84, which is 5130.4. When I say I really do go through this stuff, guys, bit by bit for my videos, this is exactly the kind of shit I'm having to do. Did this with the level scaling tests, believe you me. Alright, now that is the base damage we've got calculated. Next, we have a look at the modifiers here. We see that impact loses 25% of the damage. Just straight up. It's the only thing modified there, but we do need to factor that in now. So take 25% off this. 1282.6 times 0.75 gives us 961.95, which means that our total damage on a crit against flesh units like this, adding those two together, is 6092.35. So with this then, doing 90 damage out of that, that tells us that we dealt there 1.47726% of the damage. Whereas here, we dealt 19.46704% of the damage. I'm using 5 decimal places for the hell of it, just to be really hyper accurate as much as we can here. Because this is a discrete integer, we've not got the decimals, this is going to be out by up to, what's that? About 1.1%. But 1.1% of this value. So, shouldn't be too much of an issue. That's why the crit was necessary to get this number up from what otherwise would have been closer to, like, what, 20? Alright. Now that means it had a damage reduction of... Just go back to that one. That's obviously 98.52273-ish percent. So I'm just going to do 52274. There we are. %. And the amount of armor that is, the way you calculate armor damage reduction, DR is equal to the armor value over armor plus 300. We know the damage reduction value. So 98.52274%. Or in other words, 0. that equal to A plus A over 300. So we multiply that lot out. Don't do implicit multiplication, Ken, that's bad. If we multiply out that way, we get that, which effectively means that we get that plus the 0.985227 4 and 300 is equal to A. We can subtract that over effectively like that. Wiki says 98.56. So yeah, we're confirming exactly what we're getting here. You'll notice this is the fact that it's close to what the wiki is saying is showing that we're basically working on the right line, Snore. You got to remember, damage quantization is going to get in the way. We work with the practical stats to get us as close as we can to the real answer. Because at the end of the day, there's so much funky stuff going on under her, there's only so much we can actually control for. So the practical stuff is at least what we can verify is going to really happen in a game. Right, let's just do the mathematics on this one here. Let's just do the mathematics on this one. That I know how to simplify straight away. That is actually just equal to 0.2147726A. This. You know what? That's actually told me a shortcut on how we can figure this out. That's useful. And this times 300, that actually calculates out at 295.568. And if we divide by this, both sides, we get what the armor value is. 295.568. Well, that answer that I've got here. Divided by 0.0147726. Which apparently comes out to 20,007 armor. Think you can hear murder happening in the background? No, you can just hear this thing. Yeah, let's help everyone's ears out. Come on, little rollerball. Teleport to me. Is it really that dumb that it doesn't know how to teleport to me? Yeah, it's that dumb it doesn't know how to teleport to me. I'm just gonna stand over here. Alright, so that I think is the correct answer here. I'm going to calculate backwards now to check that. Just quickly on my calculator here, so don't worry about it yourselves. And let's answer 6092.35 times that. Yep. Okay, yeah, that is correct. So roughly 500 armor difference from quantization. Quantization and rounding. Don't forget, we've got a fixed number here, so the real number might have been 90.7, might have been 90.2, hell, it might have been 89 point something. We just got 90, which is why I was buffing up the crit and the damage there. The higher the damage we can get on a test, the more accurate it's going to be, but I didn't want to go digging around for yet more things to try and buff that up, to be quite honest. We're not here for a million years. So that's a rounding error due to the limited testing simulation more than anything else. This should be more accurate on the armor it gives us, which we can work from there. We're going to be off by a fraction of a percent anyway, because if I'm out by 500 from what you've calculated here, it's a couple percent out. Not going to be the end of the world. Alright then, so going through the same process again, we know that damage reduction is equal to the armor over the armor plus 300. Damage reduction on the second test, which I'm just going to separate out on a new line to make that clearer, was 80.53296%. Because that is the that's 100% minus this. What are we calculating exactly? How much Caliban stripped the armor. And we need to go through this arse backward process because in the testing environment, I can't just look at the enemy and have it tell me on screen how much armor they have. So we have to figure it out. Which is really annoying. Alright, multiply by both sides by this. Gets us that. Multiply out the terms. We get... Oh, and let's turn this into a decimal just because it's easier for me to work with. Multiply out both sides. There we go. U plus U. Take this over to the other side now. This simplifies down to actually just be 0.1946704 A, i.e. the armor value. Doesn't work out of a scaling calculator, so you can check to see if my workings are similar. Yeah, Snor's already doing that, Quintus. Snor's already doing that bit. Hence the values he's reading out and saying if I'm 500 out or what. The wiki is good on that side. But we're just taking this specific circumstance here to be absolutely certain of what I'm looking at. That value there, 300 times 0.805326. Is it multiplied by that or divided by that? Oh yeah, it's multiplied by that. Yeah. So this value here comes out to 241.6, just rounding it to one decimal place. Which, if we then divide by this from both sides, we get that the armor value is equal to 0.1946704, 1,241. Which means the armor went from around about this to around about that. with 1 cast from Caliban, and that was with no aura mod, so that was just base Caliban effect. 1241 divided by 20,007 is equal to 6.2%, which means that in a single cast he had taken off 93.8%. Which, if we go back up here, we were saying that at minimum he was going to have 62%. What we've seen is he actually did 93.8%. Those of you who've been following along, have I made a mistake? As far as you've seen anywhere, I've tried talking the steps through, but without keeping track of my ways. As far as I can tell, the Caliban Spectre armor strip with no bonuses is actually 93.8%. And if we further then extrapolate that to what should happen, we know that the actual armor we should be expecting on the enemy, because we did originally get that from the wiki, is meant to be this much. Okay. So this is base. Strip once would give us 2574.91 times 0.062. So in one strip we should go down to 1275.6. Strip twice. Multiplying that again. 0.062. Yep. Would give us 79.09. Thrice would give us 4.9. And again, 4 times, whatever thrice, quartice would be 0.3. So what this is saying is that the Caliban Spectre, on this level of enemy, it would take 4 casts to fully strip their armor. 4 casts. What value can we do to test if it'll be thrice? What value of armor would we need? That would be 1 divided by 0.062 cubed would be 4,196. Enemy with 4196, no, 4195. 3 casts. Okay, so Snore, what level? You've got the wiki open, Snore. What level do I need the Exogoxad officer to be for a 4,195 armor or less? As close as we can get to that value. Do I have it open here as well somewhere? Let me check. Goxstad officer. I know a lot of people try to avoid mathematics on Twitch. Really, you guys, you follow my YouTube channel because I do the mathematics. So we're exploring it together. Let me see. If I'm looking at this right on my side, I need a Goxstad officer of level 41. Am I looking at that right? Are you seeing the same on your side, Snore? Because that says level 41 we need this officer to be. These guys have a lot of armor. You're seeing the same as me, 41. Bloody hell. Okay. All right. Now this is a test to see if my mathematics is on point. Because of the slight variation, this might not work first time, and we'll have to figure out slightly further. What I'm going to do, spawn in these guys. Yeah, these units aren't attacking, that's good. Okay, well, he can attack from there, but he's staying there, which is the main bit. No, I want that to hold position. So I'm going to spawn in my Spectre here, my Caliban Spectre. He should cast 3 times, and then it will strip the armor. Wait, no, I didn't change the level. I'm an idiot. First, I should set the level correctly, then I can... Bear with me. So many moving pieces. 41. Oh god, he might kill them. He might just kill them with the Foreman. Ah! Alright. So let's wait for him to teleport over. Alright. Don't do that. Don't do that, you moron. Just... No! No! Use your... At least they're actually quite a bit stronger than I thought. Right, use your abilities. That's it. Use your ability. No. 1. Still got armor. Good. Don't kill them all. Don't kill them all, please! Please, you moron of a Spectre, just test. Please! If I go far enough away, he'll teleport to me. If I go far enough away, he should teleport to me. Are you having a... Just... Oh my god, he is obsessed with them. Right, here we go. Second ability cast. Still got armor. Good. Right, now he can accidentally kill them very easily because they are nearly out of armor. Cast your ability. Just cast it. Not on that one. That'll do. And it strips! We figured it out! It's stripped! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of science. We nailed it! First time. And that confirms that the Caliban Spectre armor strip with absolutely no buffs on it has a 93.8% armor strip. Oh, damn, that is a lot. This is more than you can get with maxed corrosive procs. This is incredibly damaging to enemies. Like, look at the change in the damage reduction we calculated here. They went from reducing your damage down to less than 1.5% to nearly 20%. The damage went from, 90 to 1,186 in a single cast. And we've confirmed it is definitely doing that. The mathematics has been successful. One strike and it creates a zone of a 93.8% strip. Do I want to confirm that it takes 4 casts to full strip at level 42? Honestly, I really don't want to, but sure, let's give it a look. Let's see if he's going to behave long enough for that. Come on, rounding errors. Don't do me in now. Caliban, teleport to me. Here he is. Cast 1. Caliban, don't get in melee range. Don't. No, Caliban, no. Bad. Bad, Caliban, bad. Let me get rid of your toy, and then you can melee another one. Just cast your frickin' ability. Okay, if he steps away from them, I can get him to hold position. There we are. Hold position. There we go. Second cast. Armor not stripped. Third cast. Very quick. Armor stripped on only one of them. A couple of them. Okay, it might be slightly higher due to rounding errors. Let's kill the enemies and reset. I'll take a high level. Level 50. At least he's held position. Oh, I need to move him down a bit. Follow me and stand like here. Up the ramp. There we are. Stay. There we are. Alright, cool. There we are. Right, let's try that again. Level 50. Just to give them a chunk more armor, but not loads more. So he should only cast these things. He won't go in for melees. Yep, there's 1. 2. He casts that very quickly. I love that. Come on. Do it again, mate. Before you kill them all. Caliban. Caliban, bad. No, Caliban, cast the ability. Thank you. 3 casts. Not armor stripped. Now again. Do it again, mate. Do it again. Do it again. You're going to kill them! Don't kill them! Do we have any stripped? Do we have any stripped? Yes! There it is. 4 did strip. We had to find one that was inside of all 4 zones because he's a bit of a dick. Alright, I'm going to let him finish those off now. He's having fun. This confirms it. I know that it's out by a couple levels of there. We don't need to get the exact value. To be honest with you, it really doesn't matter that much. But Caliban, for some ungodly reason, has a higher base value. He just does. Rather than 50% for you and me, he has 93.8%. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Now, I would test the others. But honestly, we're a bit short on time and I'm losing my sanity. I'm losing my sanity. I'm going to save this. I don't lose that. How to change simulation room? You need to unlock it, which only comes around in events from time to time, so you just don't have the option. If you've not already unlocked it, you're just going to have to wait for the event to come around. I think it's Nabrus will be the next one. I mean, look, this one's armor stripped, so how much does it take to still kill them? Oh, look at that. We calculated how much damage I do to a stripped enemy, which is, yeah, 6123. These guys ain't stripped fully. I'm doing 6102, so even just a couple casts is amazing for the impact it has. Oh, dear. Hey Raptor, we've been testing Spectres, and this one has been an absolute nightmare to work with. But... yes, thank you for remembering to use your gun. That is a lot better. Magically firing filming shots without using your gun is hacking, Caliban. Okay, we'll have none of that, thank you. You're already using buff stats, which you really shouldn't. No more hacking. Okay, now, chat. Now we have a problem. Now we have a problem. Can anyone here tell me what is the problem with this value that I'm about to bring up? I wonder if any of you are mind readers or have just put enough 2s and 2s together to realise what the problem is here now. I'm going to give you guys just a minute. Because this just occurred to me, so it'll take a moment for everyone else. No bonuses? I mean, that's not a full sentence. Maybe they just buffed this ability since they didn't give many of the others. That could be true, I'm sure. Could be. Hello, Antonio. 93% a big number is still a big number. Nope, actually, it's quite a big deal. That reduces their effective hit points by, nearly 20 times over. Snore! Absolutely. Congratulations. As he says, 90% ability strength would give a full strip, but with plus 30% it doesn't still reach 100%. Yeah, so basically, this is without bonuses, and we know it is affected by growing power, but plus 60% growing power doesn't give a full armor strip. Why not? Well, growing power also doesn't, but you're right. Yeah, power donation. Thanks, guys. Growing power, I assume, would also not do that. But here's the point. Plus 60% doesn't get this over the 100% line, but plus 90% does. What? Definitely say probably because it's running off a multiplicative value from a given base, which likely isn't 90% plus. Those sound like good words, but what base would it be drawing from? If Caliban Spectre has no bonuses, and we verified that other Spectres have 100% ability strength, i.e. we've tested with Rhino, verified, he gave us exactly the bonus we were expecting. Not only does he have 100% base strength, we saw by adding on 60% power donation, it scaled correctly. So we tested 2 in 1, so that's not the issue. So the Spectre should have a base 100% strength, but this one's not. It's running by a completely different formula. And the problem is that we don't know how far it reaches. We don't know if it affects other Spectres. We don't know if it is just Caliban. We don't know if they just rebuilt the equation for Caliban's armor strip, because it certainly doesn't work like this on normal Caliban. Without testing absolutely every single Spectre ability in the entire game, I don't think we have a way to figure this out now. Am I not insane by now? I mean, Dom, I looked at my options as a person and decided I would make mathematical videos about Warframe, a game that had already been out for 7 years when I started. What makes you think I'm sane? What makes you think I'm sane? But yeah, this is... Is this theory crafting usual on this channel? Not to this level, to be honest, no. I won't usually go to this level on this channel. Usually here we'll have more mundane activities, more by the level, screwing around with, hey, how many frames can I farm in a single stream? Or what happens if we just don't use anything AoE? What if we only use frames that don't have tank? Oh, penguin. No, shit. Didn't think about clips at that moment. There we are. But, yeah. This is... So when you guys pop onto the Discord and you're like, hey, Ken, can we pretty please have a video on Spectres? Where was the suggestion? I opened up the suggestions channel here. We're like, yeah, if we just scroll up here, like, could we please have a video discussing all the different Spectres? This is why I've been putting it off. This is why I've been putting it off, because they are just bonkers and I don't know how to test that so thoroughly. Especially when it cost me 20 platinum every time I tried to change a Spectre quick enough to test it. Because I'm not waiting 8 hours to find out. At least we know this for a fact. This can go straight into the wiki. This is a known fact now. Can we have a video about armor stripping? Yes, I've already made it, Esprit. Go have a look at it. Oh dear. I don't want to do any more thinking on this, honestly. My brain is fried. This is as far as I can get it one day when it comes to mathematics. We're going to go do something basic. My brain's melted. We've done the math. We've broken the game 50 different ways to Sunday. The simulacrum fully broke on us. We've verified different bits like level scaling effects, verified the actual ability strength bonus being given to Spectres. We have confirmed that we're not getting any ability strength bonus from Nidus because we just can't cast it. Need to check into Equinox. That's something I'll just have to get around to. Oh. Anything to get the energy leech orb to go away? Yeah, I probably should have done that sooner, shouldn't I? My apologies on that. That was a really annoying noise. I'm just so used to fading them out at this point. Yeah, how do we end this one? How do we end this one? I think we end this with some relic open. Let's just get some loot. Let's get some... Oh, yes, we needed to form a Caliban. The request. The hype train request. We need to do that. Yeah, this needs to happen. You ask, you receive. I don't even have an aura former, so I'll just purchase one. Bam. One aura formed Caliban. As you requested. To verify that has definitely gone through. Yep, there you are. Different polarities, both getting the bonus. Let's go get some loot. I'm not even sure if I want to use this build now, but sure. Let's go level up my Caliban. Yeah, I won't be selling a Warframe, no. No, that's just no. Certainly won't be selling Urali. Not after 3 Umbral Former have got into her. You don't have that option. Esprit saying, hey, you have condensing this info into 10 minutes to look forward to. I mean, honestly, Esprit, that's going to be really easy. It's a case of, oh, by the way, the Caliban Spectre, yeah, you know its armor strip where it's normally 50%, it's actually 93-ish%. Fun facts! We did the math. If you want to know more, here's a live stream where we literally tested it. I had a breakdown. Oh, look, there's a capture fish shirt. That one expired. Wow. Just a quick poke from the game saying, yeah, you could have done this one, but you missed it. Never have I had a better reason to point to a live stream in a video than to say, look, I did the testing here on stream. Watch me have a complete mental breakdown if you think that you know better. This is how the world works. If you think you read something on the wiki that contradicts it, we literally tested it to the limits. This right here is the #1 source on how strong Caliban Spectre armor strip is. There isn't a better one out there right now. Daggett saying, just started to play, do you have some tips? Yeah, mate, I got a couple is two. I've got a couple very big tips for you. Number 1, make your way through the quests. The quests will guide you through various bits of new content to you. They will unlock bits and pieces that will be very useful to you. And when you've run out of quests you can access, it gives you something to do in terms of unlocking more quests. So I highly recommend doing the quests. Number 2, when you start to struggle with damage, if you find that enemies are just too tough to handle, that's when you need to check out my video, or check it out sooner if you want, on YouTube called Top 10 Tips for More Damage. That starts from a very new player focus and builds up to higher and higher levels of what you can be looking at to boost your damage higher. And let's face it, damage is king in this game. So those are my 2 tips. Do the quests, and then check out the top 10 tips for more damage. And you will find that you will be very capable with just that in together. Now this is an unmodded, or nearly unmodded Fullman. Oops. This is going to be a bit weak. Oops. I'll just use abilities. We don't have enough reactant. Have to be careful on that. Definitely gonna have to be careful on that. No! It'll come back somewhere. Hopefully, maybe. Any more corrupted? Yep, there's some more. Give me some more of that juicy reactant. Do I have any tips on how to increase damage on your RuneScape character? Yeah, nah, we're not going into that. Besides, the game's going to be updated since I last played, so I don't know. Berserker, as soon as this stream ends, I recommend you get yourself a nice, lovely cup of tea. And that will help soothe all your concerns about mathematics. Speaking of which, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you do grab yourselves a ticket for the plat raffle we're doing. I know there's been a load of mathematics today, but it's still a Engineer Warframe stream, which means there's still the chance for you to get yourself some juicy platinum. Exclamation mark ticket if you haven't already done it at this stream, to give yourself a chance to win 75 plat on whichever platform you're on. Or if you're Esprit, you can just not have a ticket, that's fine. Some people don't want platinum, that's fine. Haven't had tea in a long time, think today is a good day. It is absolutely. Ooh, sugar. Sugar is optional on your tea, by the way. Oh, that's a bit of crap. I'll take the Nel Prime receiver, yikes. Tea's always good. Yep. Broke opening, best way to level stuff is you earn former bundles, worth plat whilst going. Yep. Gonna get some plat, gonna get some levels on Caliban. It's all good.
Oh my god! Wait, are they here? Kengineer.
Good licks, you just had to find out what that button was, didn't you? You just had to find out. I love that soundbite. I really do love that one. For anyone who doesn't recognise that, that is Reb and Megan from DE. Absolutely love that soundbite. What are my thoughts on Elden Frame? Don't know what Elden Frame is. You might be referring to Soul Frame, in which case it doesn't exist yet. There's been a CG demo, a couple ideas about what they would like to make, and a confirmation as to who's working on it. That's all we know. Oh, I didn't switch my performance. No! Oh well. What was the stream that had me solo a salty boss with my carrier? I don't think I've ever done that, to be honest. There's a 10-minute cooldown? Yeah, there's a cooldown because otherwise it would get spammed at the wrong time. I know what you guys are like.
You are here on a capture mission. You must find, capture...
Fun fact with this lift, by the way, every time you see this particular lift at the start of a mission, you can activate it straight away and not be a dick to your teammates. Because the top door doesn't close. So your teammates can still go into the lift and drop down, even after you've activated the lift. All other lifts, you want to be making sure that you let your team get on. Because otherwise you'll block them. At least all other lifts on this tile set. There's one other lift in the void you can also do that. Yeah, that's the main one. Start of mission, you don't need to wait for people to load in, just go. I mean, that's the right way to do it, Gidlix. That is the right way to do it. When you see an option, why not? You think it through and then go, eh, no harm will come from it. Let's do it.
Interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Look at all, just jogging our way up this. Yo!
Oh/ just got here, what are we doing?
Cake. Thank you very much for resubscribing on 7 months now, my dude. Cheers on that. As for what we're doing, well, we had been testing Spectres, and after doing a lot of mathematics with Caliban, I have had a mental breakdown, and now we're just opening up some relics until we do the plat giveaway. Because if I do any more mathematics in the simulacrum, especially with the simulacrum fighting me, I might actually have an aneurysm.
That's it. You opened the relic.
So for my sake, and everyone else's here, who also does not want to do endless amounts of mathematics this late at night, we're chilling. We're getting ourselves a little bit of shiny loot, and then we are heading on out. And I just missed both the edge and the wire. That was unfortunate. Yeah. The number of times I had to treat a Spectre like a naughty puppy was really quite something. Yeah, that was a thing. Zephyr's... Oh yeah, that's currently on the unvault rotation, isn't it? Came out of the vault temporarily. I'll pick it up still. I'll pick it up. You're gonna have to watch the VOD? I mean, you can definitely watch the VOD. Always watch the VODs. Why not? Did we learn anything from Spectres? Yes, absolutely. We did learn that Spectres are affected by power donation, definitely. We also learned that they have their damage scaled by level. They don't use the progenitor bonuses of Kuva weaponry, they just use the base Kuva weapon. And we learned that the ability strength is not affected by their level. We learned that they're always level 1 in Simulacrum no matter what you do. And we learned that Caliban's one ability that you can use as a Spectre is much stronger than it has any right to be, but also isn't affected by strength in the normal way. Just to make things weird. Do Spectres use subsumed abilities? I'm going to say no, but I'll have to test that. I'm going to say no because they create base versions of stuff, like the base version of the Kuva weapon, no progenitor element. So I'm going to assume it uses the base version of the frame as well. Feel free to test and see if you find otherwise. You would need to test in subsumed abilities that do actually get used by them. Alright, we'll do one more relic run. Fingers crossed, one more relic run. Is this research for a video? Me do research for a video on stream? Psh, never. Totes, no. Make use of this amazing community to get some additional research and testing in ways I couldn't do alone? Of course not. No. I might be looking to do a video on Spectres. It is an extremely big and problematic topic. I would like to do a video on them. Not sure how long it'll take me to actually complete this research. Because as the guys have seen throughout this stream here today, it's a doozy. It is a doozy. Alrighty. Let's get this last one cracking. I once again did not switch over my fulmin, so we'll just use a laser beam of death. That was light sarcasm for me. Are you sure? Only light? Are you sure it's not, you know, you're just really laying it on thick for the fun of it? To make sure the Americans as well fully understand this truly European concept of sarcasm. Oh, he's hovering in the air, and someone's already damaged him enough, so we just need to land on top of him. Unless he lands first. If he just lands, we can just capture him. Oh, that works, yeah. So yeah, these guys, these capture targets, if they're hovering over an area, you can still capture them, but what you have to do is you need to jump over and land on their head while spamming the capture button. If you do that correctly, then what will happen is you will capture them mid-air. Which is a lot better than waiting for them to land, and sometimes they just become arbitrarily stubborn about landing. Hello, Foxy Fiddler. Here from Denmark. Okay. I know we've got people all over Europe here. All over. Spectres, are they worth it, yay or nay? Wait for the video. We've been doing a lot of research on this stream here today, but if you want a simple answer to that question, wait for the video. Alright, we need to get a few more kills. Oh, I don't know which way. Oh, it's sending us all the way back? Nope, nope, nope. We're skipping whatever that one is. I'm going to find the way forwards and just not care about that one. Head towards the X and we'll find more enemies. Like so. There we go. I'll just keep setting myself on fire. It's okay. I'm sure nothing will come of that I need to worry about. Self-promotion for the win? Oh, absolutely. Have you guys come to this Twitch channel and you're not already aware of the fact that I have a YouTube channel? I'm impressed, and also need to let you know I do a hell of a lot of guides to Warframe. A hell of a lot of them. And you should absolutely be checking them out. And we're going to need to go find those other 3 enemies, god damn it. On top of that, if you guys want to see more from behind the scenes, if you want to see the mathematics that comes behind the videos, the spreadsheets, the program code that I use for running simulations, you can check that out over on Patreon by joining up to the Patreon subscription there. We're going to have to go all the way over here. I mean, I know that Gidlix is going for the enemies as well, but I'm going to help out. There we are, now we're good. Alright, let's get out of here.
Now get to extraction.
Oh, I see. F-King. Well, fair enough. I try not to be mean with sarcasm. When I use it, and I try to use it more sparingly these days, to be honest, it's more a case of calling out the obvious. Or calling out what should be obvious. Do I prefer the new or old Void Dash? Honestly, I just see them as different things. I found it easier to just go with it that way by not trying to compare the two, but instead using one as just using it as a separate thing. Specifically because we can't go back anyway. It's just easier to move on. I'm worried about it. I get you, Effie, I get you. Oh, hey, we did a challenge as well. Complete 3 capture missions. Well, that was convenient. Can I tax you to V Prime Steel Path? Not today. Not today. I mean, if you asked at any other time during the stream, there's a possibility I might have said yes. But as it is, the stream is actually just coming to an end. You've chosen the end of the stream to ask me to do that, which is not the time to do that. We're about to be doing the Platinum giveaway. Quintus, Zom, Gidlix, thank you very much for your help today. I really appreciate it. It has made testing possible. So, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Alrighty. If you haven't already typed into the chat the exclamation mark followed by the word ticket, you really need to be doing that right now. We've just had some people raiding in, as I already said, that we are wrapping up. That it's really unfortunate timing, Kadoma. Hello and welcome in, everyone who's just come from Kadoma's stream. Welcome in, guys. That is really unfortunate timing. Oh, hello, hello, hello. I hope you have had yourselves a good stream. Kadoma is done. Look after us. He said, "We all a problem now?" Oh, I can fix that very quickly, guys. I can fix that very, very quickly. It's happened to both now. Yeah. Give him 30 seconds sneak into the giveaway. You know what? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. For those of you who have just come from Kadoma stream and are paying attention, if you type into the chat right now, exclamation mark ticket, you get yourself a chance to win some platinum. So, I mean, why wouldn't you do that? You come on over straight perfectly in time to win yourself a giveaway, potentially, maybe. So, yeah, go ahead and give it a look. And give it a try. Thank you, Zon. I'll give you guys just a moment to grab your tickets there, if you haven't already done so. If the bot tells you too many tickets, it's because you've already entered. So, don't do that. I hope you've had a good stream, Kodoma. That's an unfortunate timing on that one. Yeah, that's an unfortunate time. But I'm sure we'll find someone to raid on over to in just a moment as well. Let me just switch my settings around on this side. We'll go to the nice, lovely, intimate close-up, shall we, guys? The intimate close-up that we have. Shout out got broed in the tickets. It kind of does that, doesn't it? Yeah. It kind of does that. I mean, you can always spam it again, Zom. You know, if you are immune to anti-spam stuff, you are a moderator. Oh, yeah, Kodoma. That's exactly what we're going to do. That is exactly what we're going to do. And Snore, gifted a sub over to Kodoma. Thank you very much there, Snore. Appreciate it. There we are, Kodoma. If you drop by another time, there won't be any adverts in the way either. Double win. Alright, I think that's enough time. If any of your viewers, or my viewers, any viewers whatsoever, have forgotten to do exclamation mark ticket by now, then you're out of luck. I'm about to close the entries. Is this PC? I was playing on PC, but the raffle is open to absolutely everyone. But, yeah, I've given everyone enough time to actually get in on that. If you didn't decide to do it now, then tough titties. I've given you chances. The winner today of the Plat giveaway is going to be F-King. F-King, congratulations. This one's going over to you, my dude. I'll be contacting you here on Twitch in a few minutes after the end of the stream just to get your Warframe username platform. We'll get that sent on over to you, dude. Congratulations on that one there. Rigged with the GG from Quintus. Of course, of course. Is that going to become you guys' response every time you don't win now? Is that really going to be your response every time you don't win? Honestly. Here's all this I do for you guys, and that's the response I get. GG's all around on that. FK, I'll get the message over to you in a few minutes to get that sorted out. But everyone else, I think it's time we find someone we can raid over to. Something tells me we're not going to raid Kodoma. I've got a suspicion that he'd be the wrong person to raid right now. So let's see, who can we go to instead? You didn't expect with all the new people? I mean, everything, the bot chose you. Can't argue with it. If the bot says you're the winner, you're the winner. That's how it works. Alright, let's see. Who can we raid instead today? I've noticed there's a couple names missing I'm used to seeing here. Oh, that's interesting. And instead we got people I genuinely do not recognize. So, wow, that's new. That's really new. So, you know what? I'm going to put up a poll. Let's create a poll. Which stream? And I'm going to be really cheeky. I'm going to number them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because rather than naming them, I'm going to leave you guys to instead pick a number. That's how we're going to do this raid. Pick a number between 1 and 5. selection is up there, but it's not the top 5 streams, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not that silly. I have changed up the order on my side. So, you're picking at a random number, guys. Yeah, that's unfortunate right now, but you will be able to see the VOD. You guys can always see the VODs for all of my streams. They are, of course, here on Twitch immediately after broadcast, and you'll be able to catch them after broadcast a few days later down the line over on the replays channel. Exclamation mark replay if you want to catch the replays channel. Exclamation mark replays if you want to catch that. Alright, looks like the votes are concentrating on number 4, which I said... It's that one. Cool. Yeah, number 4 was 1, and number 4 happens to be this one. I mean, of course, yeah, Wolvens. We play an RNG game. Of course, I'm going to create more RNG. So, RNG has decided we're going to go over to stream title Cold and Sleepy. We're going to Frangible. I have no idea who they are, to be quite honest. So, let's go find out. Let's go find out who this part of the Warframe community is. But thank you very much, guys, for joining in. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves. A massive thank you to everyone who was been a supporter of the channel today. You guys are awesome. I'll see you next time. Bye.